Been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, now so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. It's this one thing you just oh. This one thing that got me slipping. It's this one thing I'm sitting. This one thing you know so good. It's this one thing you just oh. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. It's this one thing you just oh. This one thing that got me slipping. It's this one thing I'm sitting. This one thing you know so good. It's this one thing you just oh. Trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. It's this one thing you just oh. This one thing that got me slipping. It's this one thing I'm sitting. This one thing you know so well. It's this one thing you just oh. Been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, now so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. It's this one thing you just oh. This one thing that got me slipping. It's this one thing I'm sitting. This one thing you know so good. It's this one thing you just oh. This one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, now so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but that's one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing I'm sitting in it. This one thing and I was so with it. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing I'm sitting in it. This one thing and I was so with it. This one thing is just trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but that's one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing I'm sitting in it. This one thing and I'm so with it. This one thing is just been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, now so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but that's one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing I'm sitting in it. This one thing and I was so with it. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing I'm sitting in it. This one thing and I was so with it. This one thing is just trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing I'm sitting in it. This one thing and I'm so with it. This one thing is just This one thing you did, you gotta let it go. Trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when it's really supposed to be. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just too much. I'm gonna shut it out. You gotta let it go. Trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when it's really supposed to be. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just too much. I'm gonna shut it out. It's this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. Yeah, this one thing is so many feeling. It's this one thing you just it's this one thing that got me slipping. It's this one thing I want to admit it. This one thing that I'm so ready. It's this one thing you did.
Welcome to the Command Station X Luminon Gaming Free for All. We finally made it here. We're to the Invitational. 4 weeks of qualifiers to find the top 16 players. They are all now here in the lobbies waiting to get started to find who's going to get that piece of the $500 prize pool. I'm Pedobot, and joining me today is Shyway, one of the pillars of the Halo community. How are you feeling?
Good, Pedo. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you for having me. A bit of a different format than usual, by the way. I know that we're also live on my personal channels on YouTube and Twitch. Chat, what's up? Nice to see you. Essentially, you're going to see the same feed no matter where you go. So if you go check out Luminon, you're going to see the broadcast kind of recreated in the form that we have it, and just rolling with it today. So a little bit maybe less chat interaction than usual. I'll try to see you guys and interact with you guys when I can. In the meantime, Pedo and I just going to be crushing it, watching some damn good Halo. I believe this is the finale, essentially, right? You guys have been working on this for 5 weeks. We built up the top 16, the highest caliber FFA players in prep for this upcoming Atlanta tournament. So I'm expecting a hell of a show today, and we'll get a good understanding of, I think, who's the cream of the crop, the top talent for Atlanta, which is just a week away.
Yeah, super excited, and it's giving these players good practice going in. So how it's worked before is we had 4 weeks of qualifiers. The winner of those qualifiers automatically got invited to this invitational, and then the remaining players, the remaining 12, it was based on their points and the kills that they got in those semifinals and finals rounds. So we wanted to make sure that all the matches coming to you today are going to be the competitive ones, the ones that we were seeing in the finals and the earlier ones. How it's going to work today, 5 pool play rounds. This is going to decide who's going to make that final. Unlike previous formats, for those that were watching, we're not going to have the random lobbies. There were random lobbies before. Now, how you place is going to determine what lobby you get put in. So top 4, lobby A in both of them, and they're going to be getting points assigned on that. Whoever has the highest points will then make the final round, which is the top 8 players. So I'm super excited to see who's going to qualify for those top 8.
I'm just thinking, who are the key names we should be looking out for? And I see lobbies getting built already, and I see Super CC in the mix there as a clear standout. Nuclear Blaze, I've seen personally play at a very high level, and he plays with Last Shot on a pretty regular basis. Milkshake, that's a name I've seen way back in Halo 5. So a lot of interesting talent. And of course, it's the Command Station X Luminon FFA. So I know that Command Station herself will be attending, participating. I'm assuming she's in the top 16, a top caliber talent to look out for, I think, in this thing too, and someone who I know is gunning for the win come Atlanta. So we got a lot of interesting talent here. Are there any specific standouts for you, Pedo, that I should be aware of and take note of?
I mean, you got some of the big ones. Command Station won last week's Open, so coming through there. Super CC, very close, though. It was a battle in between those two to who's going to win that lobby. Nuclear Blaze, one of the winners, one of those constantly going to be up in top. And Milkshake, we've been liking Milkshake over here as well. Just he's been starting to compete, and he's been getting better as the weeks go on. He's been one of my favorite players to look out for, kind of like the sneaky one that's going to, you might not see, but he's going to win a lobby occasionally.
Sure.
And a lot of these players, I mean, have the potentials. There's storylines behind Silver Fox, barely qualifying multiple times, but getting better and making it into this top 16. And so there's a lot of interesting talent, and Where I was talking with Jay last week, and it was so hard to make predictions from these players because it's so closely battled, especially in those finals. So
Right.
I look at all these names and I'm like, yeah, they have a talent that they can make an upset happen.
I think a really
Ooh.
interesting. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go for it. Go for it.
Just an interesting thing about FFA is, of course, Halo is predominantly a team game. 4v4 is our focal point for competition. But there are some players that are exceptionally talented that just don't quite, not to say that they don't fit into the 4v4 concept, but maybe they don't find the right duo or the right team that really
Yeah.
sticks and allows them to elevate to the level that, they'd like to get to where they can compete at, in pro level. And I think Super CC's had a little bit of success there before, and he's kind of been making his way back in with Ryan Dube's team. They've been looking pretty good, and I'm excited to see them come tournament, which is interesting, right? Because how's he going to double dip? This guy's going to be playing maybe in the FFA and maybe in the 4v4. But the cool thing about this is that there's always this talent that you've never really seen before that maybe didn't work in the 4v4 context, but are exceptional at FFA. So I'm expecting to see some new names here. I know Goobs doesn't play anymore, is what I've heard. He might be either retired or taking a break, but Goob is, I think, a perfect example of somebody who is exceptionally talented at FFA, but you're
Yeah.
not going to see him in a 4v4 lobby. So that's what I'm kind of looking out for today is, somebody that I don't know much about, but who has mastered the skill of FFA, which is unique in comparison to typical team combat.
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting seeing some of these new players coming up from specifically the FFA scene. Because as you're mentioning, you might
Yeah.
not find that right team, but it's happened a couple times where there's just such a unique talent that comes to FFA where now it's all on you. It's an individual skill set where that's what we're going to be looking for. Those who's going to be hitting their shots the most, going to be reading that, playing patient as
Mm.
well as something that I've been learning about FFA in the most recent opens is there's been a lot of patient players, the players that are patient, waiting for damage to happen on the map before they
Yeah.
pounce. Have been the ones that have been on the top of the lobby.
What I hate the most about FFA, it's tricky to figure out, right? They're the players, like you said, that are patient. They wait for their opportunities. They don't get over evolved in too many gunfights. That's my concern. I'm too many cross map fights. I'm always trying to chip into damage. I see a target, I need to shoot. It's like a squirrel. I, I can't focus on the right thing at the right moment. I find the best players that excel are the ones that are, yes, able to patiently find their opportunity, take their guaranteed kills, and do so in a way that doesn't overexpose them, lead to unnecessary damage, and yeah, just a bad blender. There's an RNG,
Yeah.
like a random component to this. I think that's undeniable, but the best players consistently win, and they do it for a reason. So let's see it here.
Yep, players have loaded in. We're on board Aquarius and starting off on Milkshake TV, flying over towards this Gen side. Camo, going to be one of those important things to look out for. Nuclear Blaze tries to get an early start on top, but denied by Milkshake and Super CC at top. Camo's still there. Milkshake crossing over one shot is going to be able to pop that camo.
It's been a while since I've seen some high level FFA. So just getting a sense of, what is the open strat? What are we playing for here? Is anything GA'd? It looks like everything is sort of an anything goes scenario, especially with the camo. And now that he has it, you think it would be very important to hold on to, but immediately five by Revan. We got Adderall here, bottom mid P1, trying to make a play of their own. I think the biggest thing is, can we trade before we die? Come out with something just to keep a kill and progress.
Yeah, trading is so important in FFA. The getting your one is going to be the thing. If you get a double kill, you're on top. Like you find two kills
Mm.
in a life, that's going to be so important. But when you're saying GAs, everything's available. One of the big plays that have been happening from players like Super CC going for that camo early and dropping down for Heat Wave. So 4v4, we don't get to
Wow.
see the Heat Wave in action, but free for all, anything goes.
That was my follow-up question. Do we respect the heat wave GA, or do we just pull it out and get any kills we can? It sounds like anything goes, like you said. So that should be a powerful focal point, you'd think, for some teams, especially with the heat wave being a little bit more hidden in comparison to other weapons on the map. Like the camo is very vulnerable, right? Do you risk challing across top mid and overexposing yourself and dying? Oh my God, the opportunity here. The triple for
Ooh.
CC off the open. You said doubles are big. What about triples? Maybe
Oh,
overs. Finds the nade as he cleans him up. And that's a life that'll give him a bit of a lead to work with, or
yeah.
close to it.
Get very close to that lead, bringing him right back to it. Overkill off the rip here in the free for all. We'd love to see it. Webound, though, up top here with the 8 kills, make that 9 as he finds into 1 players trying to catch up, but next closest is 7. And Webound still on a tear, finds that double kill. Command station ends up falling. And here we go. Heat wave. We're talking about it. Super CC drops for that, but now has to escape this bottom mid spot. Webound. Not going to let that happen.
Yeah, Webound just sat on him. I don't know this name too well personally, Webound, if he's someone who, like, for example, is he one of those players that sort of hyper-focuses FFA? You don't see him too often in fours because he's 12-7 currently, so I had a bit of a hot start. You never know with FFA, right? 15 minutes, anything can happen, but Webound definitely separated himself from the pack now at 13 kills.
Adderall gets taken out by the perfect shots of Milkshake over on Fridge. Revan in the bottom looking for that heat wave. Not quite going to be there. So now it's slowing down. Lobby, not quite as much action here. Milkshake tries to find one, but that gets taken. Super CC forced to hide in back. Yellow. Now going to hit the wrap. Going to be meeting for this one. I mean, this is different from some of the lobbies we were seeing earlier. So much slower pace now that there's something on the line with that. In those opens, I mean, everyone was just challenged, running at each other. But it's really started to slow down here in this opening pool play round.
It's interesting seeing play styles, subtle differences in play styles, like Milkshake, for example, opting to walk out that whole scenario under Shroom Stairs instead of sprinting and maybe making a little bit more noise and playing faster. He's purposely slowed it down, but then he just outright died. He got naded and shot immediately, right? And that's where you start to second guess yourself. You're thinking, okay, maybe I need to be patient. Maybe I need to walk it out, hold my angles. And then if you spend all that time waiting for an opening, it doesn't come, and then you die. Maybe I got to play fast now. Maybe I got to, G slide out the lane and take a fight immediately. So I think just, maximizing awareness and knowing the right scenario to play fast, knowing what spawn to prey on. It's a tricky concept to navigate, but Milkshake does find two there, right? Little 3-shot beatdown. We're going to see a lot of 3-shot beatdown trades, I guarantee.
Yeah, so many beatdowns here. The melee continues to be important here on the FFA. One of the things I've liked hearing, we get to interview some of these players after they were winning the opens, and hearing some of those ideas that you were brought, some of the different ideas and how much different lobbies can vary. They're like, oh, I was slow off to start because I was trying to figure out this lobby. I need to figure out what were the common fighting spots. Where were they hiding? Are they going to be a little more ratty, or are they going to chow? Like, there's so many different things and nuances that I wasn't familiar in with FFA, but these top level players are thinking about.
To be honest, I've never really considered whether the lobby itself would result in a noticeable change in play styles and pace of play versus just me just assuming that there are certain trends, right? Like, there are obviously trends, I think, across the map, regardless of what level of skill. Like, players maybe like to hide in the fridge, let's say, or play out in util and in a corner off their spawn and kind of bait the yellow base push, right? So it's like, I think there's certain trends, but I didn't consider the fact that, yeah, depending on the lobby, you might see very different ideas from player to player. So we'll see who exposes that as we go.
Webound still in top of the lead at 23 kills, but Super CC trying to catch up, passing that 20 kill mark. Silver Fox, though, good knowledge of where that fight's going in. Throws a nade from downtown onto that P2 side. Such a dangerous spot for those nades. And holding top mid. Doing a good job here. Listening for damage and cleaning up that as he cleans up Milkshake as well. Trying to catch up that one. Kill almost onto Super CC. But now it's going to have to find a fight onto Nuclear. Nuclear, not going to miss, though, and take that one.
I do like that area of the map, car 3, normally, because you've got the jump ups available to you that you can drop down without full committing to the ground. You can jump right back into the high ground and kind of finesse and be difficult to kill. But then you've got the temptation of targets across the entire map. Nice little double out of Silva, though, as he does find himself something in the isolated perimeter. But yeah, it's like, do you take the cross map fight and attempt to chow it, hopefully clean up a weak player, but then overexpose yourself to the guy pushing down your lane and die for free? So once again, decisions. Playing tight in the perimeter might lead to more isolated kills and guaranteed trades.
For sure. One of the beautiful things about Aquarius is you have long range fights, you have close range fights, you get a little bit of everything for each other. Milkshake, though, trying to catch up here, passes over that 22 kill mark, passing Super CC for second place. Webound still at top with 26 kills. Milkshake gets taken out there on this fridge side. Now Webound, see him here holding down this base, looking around, trying to see where this fights are. Where is the advantage going to happen? Pushes up to that P2 side, uses a nade. Here's a fight going on. Yellow fridge, just listening, being patient here. But those fights end up getting traded out. So the patience not paying off here for Webound as those fights end up falling. Super CC, though, sees that one. Command Station takes him out as well.
It's just one of those moments for Webound there where it felt like he was doing the right things, but no players were chowing. By the time they did, they all chowed together. So just overwhelmed in the moment, couldn't quite find the trade to clean things up. But you would think it's one thing to start strong in an FFA for a minute or two, and then your lead is elapsed by some more experienced player. But here we are, 4 or 5 minutes in. Webound still holding on to it. Or at least I said he did. I might have cursed the man. Super CC. Here he is, 27 kills. He's cooking. Maybe he's activated. Not quite going to find it on Nuclear Blaze. The camo up here, too. Things getting dicey midway through.
Camo's so hard to grab and free for all. They see it pops up. You need to wait for a certain amount dead. And we see huge fights going down for the camo. Who's going to be on top? Super CC does slide in and grabs that. Of course, the leader of the lobby, and now gets that combo I was talking about. Camo, heat wave. Who's going to be on the receiving end of this? Sees 2 here, but the nades trades them out. So now we're going to have to find that new target.
Danger on the map right now, and that is the risk factor with the heat wave. Is the range on it isn't incredible. You do want that close range, one shot, beat down, guaranteed kill. So he's trying to wait for his opening, caught off guard by a player behind him, and now might get shredded.
No,
all that patience didn't quite pay off here. Command Station instead steals it away. Maybe she's the focus for now. Heat wave collected.
Love seeing some of these players starting to catch up here. Command Station passing that 27 kill mark with a double kill onto Camo and Silva Fox. Now using the heat wave, finds the 3 bullets onto Nuclear Blaze. Now pushing pace towards this yellow fridge side. Going to meet Webound, but that kill stealing. Milkshake falls to the bandit at Command Station. Now forced to retreat, but going to be a hard spot to live here. And Nuclear Blaze takes him out. Going to find one. No, thought was going to get that one Super CC, but Ravens takes that as well.
P1 is just a nade trap, right? Constant nades falling, like just firing off in the bottom of the map there that easily nets you kills if you find the right timing. There's also a thrust that spawns down there too. So there's this incentive to be down there at the right moment. But just certain areas of the map just look so chaotic. Nice 1v1. Nuclear Blaze. Actually, he didn't win it, right? That's just another one of those third-party moments. You think you deserve the kill. You're about to clean it up. Some random target across the map takes it instead. It's just an interesting scenario here. The individual finesse and then also just a little bit of chance, a little bit of luck.
A little bit of luck, hoping to spawn into the one shot. Super CC gets a clean win onto Nuclear, passing 33 kills in the lobby lead, using the plasmas there to try and stop the push, but it's going to be met by a frag grenade. Nuclear Blaze from the other side. Car 3 is going to take that one up. Out here on Yellow Gen, looking for this spawn. Going to see Adderall fighting towards this side. Going to turn around, but gets the third party, and Adderall turns with the nade as well.
Adderall, G-slide, 180 nade shutdown. You love to see a little bit of that, even in a chaotic FFA lobby. Ooh, that camo up there, top mid, though. I know Nuclear Blaze is thinking about it. Can he find his opening? Getting tagged up from right side, deleted before the man can move. That's Command Station coming out with a star. She's currently number 1 on the board, by the way, at 35, right above Webound. We've gotten to a point where the lobby is neck and neck. Maybe Webound is the one to. Oh, no. That's why it's so tempting, right? Center map, so many open angles. It still sits there. And Webound does have that unique info. Maybe he comes back to it.
Yeah, now has the info with that little logo not above the camo here, telling people that it's there, but it's Nuclear Blaze that's going to grab that camo. In the opens, has been a merchant of the camos. So a little slow start here, but now has a camo. Let's see the work. Finds one onto Milkshake, gets Command Station one shot, but going to be met by nades. Forced to back down here, get the shields back. Opts to keep the camo, which is a good play. Full shields going back up to P2 side. Going to meet one. Can he get the double melee? No. God. Adderall, the name of Sheezy, takes that one out.
Good, effective way to come out with a beatdown win in a fight is to jump over the head of your opponent for the second beatdown, force him to whiff, especially on controller. You can create some scenarios where they just can't quite keep up in close range. You'll see it all the time with Woodham on M&K. He's always getting above, getting behind targets for a quick double beatdown and a clean kill. Super CC coming out with 2 clean ones himself before he ends up dropping. Little chaotic scenarios like that where, the nade rings off, nets you the double. That's something you take to the bank and cash it.
Milkshake here trying to survive. Is going to get a nice double there and pick up the heat wave. Can he survive with this heat wave? Webound. Not going to let that one happen with the help of Command Station. Command Station just passing over that 40 kill mark. We have 3 players tied for first place at that 40 kills. Now, Command Station looking, going to have to fight on to Silva Fox, forced to back down, wait for shields to get back. 4 bullets to work with. Meet Silva Fox. One shot there. So Command Station, the choice to live, ends up being a kill.
Good flexibility on that fight, and then finds the timing, the cleanup on Adderall there too. Just having the speed to fire a shot in the player, know you're at disadvantage, sprint out the engagement, cut the angle, and then reset the scenario, get your shields, and win it in the way that she did is so confident. Brevin with a kill of his own. The timer is definitely becoming a factor at this point, right? It's a chaotic close for the players that have the chance to win it, but you got to think if you're maybe Nuclear Blaze or Silva Fox in this moment, tailing behind, do you even have what it takes to catch up, right? There's a pressure and, just the surmounting pressure that I guess you have to not let get to you, that you would think maybe this is the end of my run.
Oh,
Or do we just not look at the score? Yeah, and just keep moving.
rebound. Perfect 5 on the camo of Milkshake. Slow that one down. That's got to be one of the worst feelings. You reveal the camo there and now get in a nerve-wracking gunfight. Rebound. Going to hit all 5 to take out that camo. Super CC has a kill of 1, or lead here with 46 kills, but Command Station quick to tie that one up. Next following up is Weebound trying to get back into first after leading the lobby early on here. Adderall, 38 kills, going to have to fight on to Weebound. Does not land the melee for the trade, so Super CC is going to find that kill.
Final minute 28 in the game. I think we're looking at 3 key players here, Peto. It's Command Station, Weebound, and Super CC who have a shot to win it. Going to have to be a crazy close out of one of the 3. I don't know how anybody else closes this gap in 1 minute, barring any sort of miracle. And Weebound going to be the one to try to make the attempt here. 2 dead here in the fridge. Not quite going to find his timing. That Threat Seeker might be helpful. Not seeing too much use of that in this FFA. That info could benefit him. Doesn't get the trade. I like the attempt, right? You can see Weebound trying to slide in, guarantee any sort of beatdown he can as long as he comes out with a kill.
Him trying Super CC with the perfect shots to bring the lead back down to 1. Command Station in first place with the 48 kills. Super can't live on the fridge side, so Command Station still finds the lead as it gets 1 onto Nuclear Blaze. Milkshake, though, quick to slow that one down. 40 seconds remain here. Super CC trying to catch one up. Weebound here in the 3rd place as well. Sticky's not going to land for Super's. Nuclear finds that kill. 49 here for Command Station. 25 seconds remain.
Damn. Beautifully played at a Command Station. Got the audio cue for the player on the right side through the doorway. Jumped over his head. 3-shot beat him down in an instant. Now 50 kills on the board and 14 seconds left. It's Weebound. CC Command Station once again. Can he find it over to catch up? I don't know. He'll take the double. But with 5 seconds left, is it possible? Super CC looking for 1. He'll
Finds
take it.
1.
50 all in a tie game in the final second. He won't take a kill. But do they lose it on? So do we go kills, assists as the second? How do they mark this?
Deaths here
Deaths.
in Luminon. So not dying is what's going to be important here. And I believe I saw last second that Super's going to edge that one barely. We'll see here at, it will be 42 deaths for Super CC. Going to guarantee the round win here in round 1 of pool play.
My word. It's that close, though. Absolutely insane. Are there versions of FFA that would take assist instead with ruling? I guess when you think about it, you look at the KDA as well. He wins in that category, too. And it seems like deaths are, of course, weighted more heavily in the KDA, calculations here. Brutal looking accuracy out of the man as well. Nearly 75. What a clutch out of Super CC.
I mean, I'm so impressed with seeing a lot of those lobbies. Majority of players were over that 70% accuracy. And in free-for-all, I mean, accuracy is going to be one of those big things that you need to be working on. Can't be missing shots. So we're seeing why a lot of these players getting that top 16. Also, looking at the damage dealt, Super CC, not the highest in lobby. That is going to be the runner-up Command Station. So Super taking a little bit more fights, letting people start to get one shot before closing that one to get those 50 kills.
And maybe thinking he more carefully selected his targets. One moment I definitely saw that was when he had picked up the camo. He had the camo heat wave, and understandably, he's going to take his time, try to find a close quarter scenario where he gets a guaranteed kill and then can break out with his life. It didn't work out there, but maybe just a difference in play styles. Then it also shows you that Command Station is just a demon on the map, though, right? Because head and shoulders, I think, above the rest of the lobby with nearly 14K damage, and just behind, Super CC by a hair. She's shooting everything, and that style seems to be working too.
Yeah, I mean, both so close there. So seeing a little bit of different. And we got update from production on what the tiebreakers are. So it was least deaths are going to be the first. Then if deaths are also tied, then it'll go to those assist columns that you were talking about. And
Hmm.
then somehow if both of those are tied as well, we'll then go to most damage dealt as the third single tiebreaker here. But I've only seen it go down to deaths. Haven't seen the tie yet for the assist. But now we're going to be setting up for round 2 of pool play. So the top 4 players in this lobby will stay in pool A, and
Okay.
top 4 will go, or bottom 4 will go down to lobby B, and then those players that were in lobby B, top 4 moving up to top A. So we're going to see 2 battles of the top 4 in lobby A. We're going to head to a quick break as we get those set up. But when we're back, we'll have more free for all action in lobby A.
been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, now so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me slipping. This one thing I'm saying. This one thing that I was so good at. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me slipping. This one thing I'm saying. This one thing that I was so good at. This one thing is just trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me slipping. This one thing I'm saying. This one thing that I'm so good at. This one thing is just been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, now so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me slipping. This one thing I'm saying. This one thing that I was so good at. This one thing is just this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me slipping. This one thing I'm saying. This one thing that I was so good at. This one thing is just trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak. Don't wanna tell you what it is. Oh wait, I'm so serious. Got me thinking just so much. I wanna shut it out, but this one thing that got me tripping. This one thing that got me tripping. This one thing is so made me feeling. This one thing is just this one thing that got me slipping. This one thing I'm saying. This one thing that I'm so good at. This one thing is just been trying to let it go, trying to keep my eyes closed, trying to keep it just like before. Times when I never even thought to speak.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Luminon Gaming X Command Station Free for All. We're here in round 2 on the Lobby A. So we're seeing the top 4 players from either of the lobbies. So some of the familiar ones we saw on stream and some new 4. I'm excited to see how these new 4 stack up against the players we were seeing before.
I'm excited because we're sticking with the winners, Peyto. So we
Yeah.
just get high quality competition no matter what lobby we're a part of. We get the best of the best. And I'm seeing a wild hoax factor in this lobby, too. I'm kind of excited to see how he plays in this FFA environment. Hoax has been in the scene for a long time. He's a well known coach. Coached Omit just recently at Birmingham. And I think he's coaching one of the top teams at the moment as well. Maybe Bounds team. He might be coaching
Ooh.
Beps. So. You know, he grinds as well. He's got some decent competitive experience, very high-level matchmaking competitor as well, so I expect him to do some damage, but this is a sweaty lobby the whole way through. There's other names we got to call out here.
Yeah, one of those being Matty Matthias, our friend Red
yes.
Knight over there.
Canada
is the one bringing that one up. Our friendly caster as the favorite to win that. So definitely been one of those top players in this lobby, or the lobbies before in the opens. I'm excited to see how this one is. Cognus with the heat wave early on, though, is going to get taken out on that side. Not before he found the 2 kills. Cheesy up there at the lead early on with 3.
Sorry, which one's our friendly caster?
Revan Knight, he was in the chat earlier, so he's not on here, but he was the one that was saying Matty Matthias is his favorite going into this one to win it.
I don't know Matty personally, but I know he's a Canadian, so already I got a bias as a fellow Canadian. I heard he is pretty nasty at the game, though. He's played plenty of Halo with Command Station as well, so got some good competitive experience alongside each other and now against each other here, too. Weebound trying to finesse his way through P1. He was definitely a difference maker in that previous lobby. Curious to see how he stacks up in this one, but so far so good off the open again.
So far so good. A lot of players to add for Hoax Factor. Starting to take the lead at Mr. 5
Hoax.
kills. Going to find one on bottom mid onto Super CC. Forced to back down, but Matty Matthias going to put an end to that one there at the 4 kill mark. Now clearing this base side. Gonna meet a fight on Fridge. Cheesy gets brought down to 1, but Weebound finds the double kill. Matty quickly turns to get the trade onto that one, but Command Station finds the win here. So early action going on. A lot of fights. People running it down on this side. Command Station almost lost Cognus, but gets the kill in the end.
Almost did, but I actually kind of like the way that she entered that fight with the jump. You got to think, not only are you chasing the opponent, but you're jumping and landing in a way that's awkward for them to track when you fall, right? She ended up behind the player on the opposite side of the doorway, limiting the sight lines and sort of catching him off guard and cleaning up the kill. So a lot of intentionality behind the subtle things that these players do to maintain their advantages and come out with the kill. I'm kind of curious to see how nade use really impacts the play too, right? Every nade that you throw could be a massive opportunity. You could clean up multiple, but you also leave yourself vulnerable. You have a delayed animation, huge 1v1 right there for Hoax, but apparently Command Station stole it. But yeah, the nades I think could be so impactful, but could also result in you missing opportunities to shoot.
Yeah. Nades have been a huge factor going into this, and there's so many on the map here. You're always constantly spawning, picking up other nades. And so a lot of nade action when you see those good players use that. Scary part is P2 on this map as well for nades. A lot of these lobbies, you take a fight in P2 and then 3 people from across the map start throwing nades over there trying to get a lucky kill. It's definitely one of those difference makers here. Command Station at 9 kills, trying to get to that 10, but a big win onto bottom mid on that side. Weebound once again in an early lead here at 14 kills. Can you hold on to it here in round 2? There we go. Nade from Switch It Up.
That man Weebound definitely looking like a player to look out for, coming out with the lead in both lobbies off the open. It can't be a fluke at this point, man. He's just too consistent. Weebound with another with Super CC. There's a nice nade cleanup as he tried to duck down behind the cover here. But rocking a nearly 2.0 KD, I think, is got to be something uncommon in an FFA lobby, too. You're so used to dying just about every kill that you get, but this man coming out with stats. Speaking of stats, Switch It Up, looking for the over in this scenario. The way he gets it, I dig the attempt.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 1 shot. It feels like you only have 1 option for the overkill. Go for the ninja. Definitely respect it. Player not going to chow that one close. Played it very smart there to not let the melee happen. Sheezy Adderall finds one, finds two onto that side. Command Station takes him out. Now Webound in the lead, gonna be met by the ghost jump there of Super CC on that hidden little ledge here in Aquarius. That's also one of the things I love seeing these players. You're playing Aquarius a lot in free-for-all. There's going to be a bunch of those tiny little jumps that might not seem natural to hit, but can be the make the difference maker.
I think even more in an environment like this, you want to have those jumps in the back pocket. As long as they don't sacrifice your own ability to aim or do damage, they could be the reason you get kills. There's a fortunate Hail Mary for Command Station. I was about to point out her assist number in the statistics, wondering if that's been holding her back. She's still definitely maintaining some pretty effective control, I think, over the upper level of the lobby here. Hoax in the same sort of situation, though. You see 11 assists for Command, 11 for Adderall, 12 for Hoax. The more assists you have, the the more missed opportunities for kills. That's always a stat that I'm afraid, to stack when I'm playing FFA. So it makes you wonder: is she just getting bad RNG? Close shaves, despite it still holding on to pretty solid placements for all three of those players.
Yeah, it's funny how
Maybe
it's
not
different. 4v4, we love looking at the assist column, seeing how people are catching up. A free for all, you look at that, and all you can think about is those missed opportunities. You're like,
yes,
so close. And those top players who have the most kills often have the least assists in free for all. Cognis, though, gets taken out by Webound's double melee, so that camo not going to be brought into action.
I mean, you got to think in Adderall's position with 13 assists and 9 kills. It's a thing that's kind of sticking in the back of your mind. These kills are not going my way. There's 14 assists and 9 kills. Is somebody going to freaking die, right? So you got to not let it get to you and start to cost your mental, because there's a lot more Halo left to play. We still got 9 minutes in the lobby, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Lots of time left here. We've seen a lot of comebacks. Adderall finds one onto Command Station, tries to get a lucky nade onto Super C. But Super able to drop down there and survive, get those shields back, taken out by another player. Cognis with a big win onto Hoax, but the free-for-all Doom ends up getting there as you find a trade. The third party comes into action. Webound once again, getting his one on his life onto Super CC.
So many different finessey 1v1s. This one right here, like, switch it up right there. Actually had no business coming out with the trade, but just doing enough to get the 3-shot beatdown and secure it. We tried to see that with Hoaxer a little bit early on, too, is if you can get that early beatdown, especially before your opponent reacts, you come out with so much shields to work with. So sometimes it can be tempting, but you whiff it and you leave yourself vulnerable to die for free.
Command Station waiting here, looking for those fights. Gonna find Adderall, gets 2 shots onto him. Adderall turns around to try and get the trade, but Command Station too quick with it. Finds the melee beatdown. Now gonna try and get another trade onto Webound, but the nade lands there instead of the melee. So Command Station with the double onto that life. Now Hoax Factor holding this top mid position here, looking for those bridge spawners, but the timing's not going to be there. Takes a cross map fight and wins it on to Super CC. So another 2 from Hoax Factor, trying to catch up to this lead. Those are going to be big.
Yeah, Hoax has been looking pretty good in this lobby, especially in the beginning of the match. But now that we've kind of settled in, he's got to keep his pace, right? At 24 here, everybody's starting to activate with kills on the board. Command Station, Webound, definitely standouts at 27 apiece. Adderall's been lagging behind a little bit. Bit of a rough start, 15 assists, 14 kills, attempting camo in center map. Got to see Adderall get something started here. Oh, see, even that timing right there, right? Looks at Maddie, does a double take. Maddie's got his shields back, and then Maddie kills him. He's in the, the worst case scenario right now. He needs to get out the mental and reality blender he's found himself in.
Super gets a win onto Hoax Factor, jumping from the top rope, lands onto the bottom. Webound finds a good little double kill to keep the lead so far. So a little under 7 minutes remaining. Webound still has the lead at 31 kills here. Manny Matthias trying to catch back up to one of those leaders. Is going to find a good win onto Webound with that melee. Now on the hunt with switch it up. Going to be third party, though. Can he land a trade? Maddie does land a trade.
Maddie really guaranteeing his picks, and there's got to be something different about the way he's been playing this with only 5 assists to his name. I love his reaction on that yellow window there, too. He turned, 3-shot, beat the guy down without losing his positioning on that little ledge. Just maintaining confidence, I think, is such a big thing in these very chaotic, very fast-paced, close-quarters fights.
Yeah, Command Station, the winner of last week's. In her interview, she said the biggest thing to her win, the biggest thing that she's been working on was her confidence, staying confident through the entire lobby and
Mhm.
being better than every player in her head, that she could win every single fight. And it worked out. So confidence definitely going to be the big key here in this championship invitational. Switch it up, finds himself in a fight between two players. He ends up getting taken down onto this side. Now back up off of spawn here. Gonna have to look for this one. Spot Super CC, but it's full shield. Not gonna be worth it for that fight. Super looking for the nades. Gets one onto Webound onto this side. Now going to turn around and fight on the switch it up. The thrust is there for that trade. So another double from Super. Big use of the sandbox.
Super CC probably the most experienced in the entire lobby when it comes to just pro level play in different contexts. Maybe not quite in FFA, though I do know he's won a championship in a recent FFA last couple of years. Finds himself back in the 4v4 landscape too. So I'm seeing, how does that experience pay off? How does it allow him to maintain that #1 position from the previous lobby into this one? Maybe a double kill is the way he does it. Beautiful use of the thrust. Collects the threat seeker for his troubles. He'll pop that out too. Just using all the utility right now. He stays up.
One of the things I mention every week, but it's still one of my favorites, is the use of the sandbox. There we saw everything. I mean, we saw the thrust, we saw the threat sensor at the end, even though it didn't bounce up. But some of these smaller items are even so important. Like, we'll see players like Super CC pick up the commando to have it back pocket so you don't have to reload the bandit, or even use that as the quicker kills. So at Aquarius, on a map with a ton of sandbox here, you have those commandos, you have the plasma pistol on that side, but if you can find a way to utilize that, it's just another thing in the bag.
Yeah, and I think especially the thrust, like we had saw it previously, they did at one point nerf the thrust and, you know, slow the time to kill. You can't shoot while you're thrusting, but nothing changed with the beatdown. Thrust beatdown is instant in this game. It's just as powerful as it's always been. So if you're trying to secure trades, which you definitely need in FFA, you're going to want to have that thrust in back pocket to close the gap and get those beatdowns just a little bit quicker. There's a nice surprise one from Command Station. She finds herself at 41 kills, by the way, peeking into the top of the lobby. Command Station, she's got this down to a science.
Starting to figure out 2 lobbies, 2 leads for Command Station here. Can she hold on to this one? Still having that. Passes over the 42 kill mark. Webound once again with the hot start, but now starting to slow down here in the later half of the map. Never mind, not slowing down. Finds a perfect 5 onto Super CC, trying to catch up. The gun still hot for Webound. Adderall now pushing this P2 side, gonna have to win a fight onto Hoax. Does get that one despite the fancy movement. Now waiting for shields to come back on P2. Sticky's in the back pocket, tries to go for the trade, but Webound too quick with the 3-shot melee, stops that trade.
Earlier, I saw Super CC line up an insta-splode from P2 in that exact corner. He cut his sight lines, and then he just went for a sort of random one, you know, hoping he'd catch somebody off guard with the timing. That's what I'm thinking is like, kind of like Fortnite, where you want to use all your resources before you die, all your wood, your brick, whatever. You got to make sure you use your nades before you drop if you can, just for the extra damage you're going to get from it. So if you got stickies, you know, maybe he was trying to line up that stick from the grave, which, you know, just barely whiffed. I'm thinking maybe, you know, go for the insta-splode, even if it does give up a little bit of info, because, you know, how long are you really going to be hidden in FFA with the pace of play?
Webound taking the lead once again up to 44. Command Station still close to behind. Webound makes it 45. Command Station almost gets some melee there, but Maddie going to steal that kill from the other side. Now waiting to get those shields back. Looking for that. Going to have to fight on P1. Can they land the headshot? So close.
She did.
For those players.
I've seen it on the
landed.
restream, and she hit it. She got the double. No freaking way. Command Station with the ice. You know, certain situations of beatdown trades, especially the one that she was in, it's very difficult to quickly pan your reticle and find the face before your opponent does. If they get that slightly better time of the beatdown, usually it's their guaranteed kill, but Command Station, she's just got some type of ice right now. She sits at 46 kills in the lobby right behind Webound, who, man, this guy deserves some gas. Webound has been nail-bitingly on top the entire time.
Yes, still bringing that one close here with 49 kills, 3-kill difference onto Command Station. Super CC also passed that 40-kill mark at 44 with minute 30 remaining. Still going to have a chance. We're going to have to do a lot of work. And it starts here, but no, Command Station with the perfect shots denies that one. Still down by 3 towards rebound here. Forced to back down onto this P2 side. Getting a little cheeky cross map. Uses those nades. Cheesy jumps over it. Now it's going to be a big 1v1 in Command Station. With the jump, takes out Adderall.
Looking like a demon in the 1v1. It's good to see. But Rebound still maintaining a slight lead with 50. Switch it up, going to find the face of his own, or at least maybe a trade. Things getting so chaotic here in pink, and definitely an area that players like to prioritize. The fridges through the lane. There's just so much opportunity for close quarters gunfights. You see even Ali across the map there, Command Station diving into a beatdown trade. Switch it up, finds his kill. It's just so back and forth, especially as we get down to the final 30 seconds. There's only a few players in the lobby who I think have a chance to win this. Peto, it's going to have to be between Command Station and Rebound. Maybe switch it up. No, he's out the money for sure. Super CC at 47. I think he might have a good shot. And Matty, if he goes crazy, I don't know how he does it in 18 seconds.
18 seconds remaining here. Rebound still holding on to the lead with 3 kills. 10 seconds remaining. We going to survive. Gets taken out. Can Command Station do something to close it in? Only 5 seconds. It's going to take a miracle. Gets the shot to bring it to 51, but it will be Rebound staying on top through this lobby, catching that 43. So Rebound found a way in lobby 2 to keep the lead the entire time. Stay hot. Brought it back despite the best efforts of Command Station. It's going to be Rebound taking round 2 of this pool play.
Excellent work at a Rebound. Do you happen to know anything about Rebound as a player, Peto, that you can tell me?
I mean, I
I don't know him
haven't
too well.
seen too much of him. The FFA's been one of the first times I've been seeing some of the skill of Rebound, and I've been liking what I see. Taking to the top of the lobby, winning a lot of good gunfights as well. Looking through the side, 22 assists, so able to close that one down at 53. And yeah, really starting to shine here is Rebound in the FFA scene.
I see Revenite in my chat telling me that Rebound is a new competitor. He's only been in the last couple weeks. What do you mean in the last couple weeks? Hopefully not been playing Halo for the last couple weeks, because there's ain't no way, Revenite. That can't 79 accuracy? Shot
Oh
80. He
man.
shot 80 accuracy. Now I need to know more about him, Rev. I'm getting curious now. He's got Bound in his name, and Bound is a very well-renowned gamer tag in the Halo community, but definitely makes me wonder. Like I said, there are some individual talents who maybe didn't find their way into the forest space, but can thrive in FFA. Maybe we're seeing that with Rebound. Very interesting. 2 times in a row, he's looking nasty in these lobbies.
For sure. Yeah, looking very nasty, looking close. You get to watch a lot of the pro am scene, a lot of the scrims or the pros. What do you think the skill is in FFA that would translate best over to 4v4?
I mean, there's so many different skills I think could be effective in a FFA context. Obviously, if you're, nasty with your shot and cleaning up headshots, you're going to find important kills in any situation you'd need to. I would think you'd want to be very mechanically efficient and very quick on the map. That's something I saw with Command Station a few times in her fights. Is just the speed that she's taking a beatdown trade into a headshot, or thrusting out of an engagement, inserting yourself in a new one, using a slide between shots to narrow the gap between yourself and an opponent for a quick beatdown. So you got to be quick with the mechanics. And then there's, of course, an awareness opponent to it as well. Knowing the spawns, knowing the prevalent and exact spawn areas based on your location. Every time you spawn, what's the closest spawn to you, and how can you nade it instantly, right? I'm thinking like
Yeah,
spawning in the back of the base, throwing a nade off the Mohawk into the window of the util because somebody's coming up that util door, right? So the better you can kind of read the game and pace yourself accordingly. That's one area I think I struggle with most, is the patience. I'm sure that would be huge in an FFA context. So really, broad answer, every aspect of skill I think
yeah.
could hugely impact FFA if used well.
I mean, we see so many good names coming from FA, the likes of Last Shot, winning so many good
Yes.
FFAs, now being one of the top dogs over in 4v4. It does look like we have Rebound in the chat as well, mentioning he's new to FFA. And
Gotcha.
Charlotte was the first event. So now spawning in for the Luminon FFAs too, and taking names here, winning round 2. So we're going to head to a quick break as we get up the third lobby of pool play set. So don't head anywhere. We'll be back with more FFA action.
feeling? It's this one thing you did. Oh, it's this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me tripping. You did. It's one thing you saw me feeling. It's this one thing you did. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Command Station X Luminon Gaming Free for All, the Invitational. It's all coming down to this. We're here in round 3 of the lobbies. Players are spawning in. I'm excited. We have two new names we haven't seen on stream yet. Yaya Gone and Stefano Biscuit making it their way up here. I'm excited to see what both of them are bringing to the table now that they're warming up.
Sorry, that first name you said was Yaya Gone.
That's the
Have
gamer
you heard of that
tag.
player?
I'm just in this Luminon FFA, and that it's been one of my favorite names to say. And that one, just saying "yeah gone" as they're popping off.
Yeah,
And
Gone.
so, yeah,
All right.
they've
Let's see
been
if he
good.
locks in. This is a hell of a
Locked.
sweaty lobby once again, right? Nonstop sweaty lobbies for the whole day today. And good to see some similar or familiar faces, right, who continue to win and find themselves here.
On board, yeah gone. As we say here on P2's side, waiting for Maddie going onto that side. Ooh, doesn't quite get the lunge. Maddie going to win that melee fight. Nuclear Blaze off to a strong start here with 3 kills. Fight Maddie, but Maddie with the thrust. Going to juke out the reticle of Nuclear Blaze. And Maddie tying it up with 3 kills.
I think the pacing on Nuclear Blaze there, too. Saw the thrust in the back of Maddie, anticipated the thrust to dodge, but still couldn't track the man. Just a little bit too quick, a little bit too efficient with the thrust direction. Maddie coming out with another in a chaotic exchange on P1. Expect to see a lot of that in this game. Just a continuous, seemingly endless snowball in P1 full of nades and beatdowns. Just utter chaos.
Their chaos continues. Stefano Biscuit tries to survive, but is taken out. Stefano Biscuit, one of the winners here, also has an overkill on stream. So Stefano, definitely one of those names to look out for. Someone else expecting to be in these lobby A's, now heating up as we're in round 3. Catching up here on this side. Super pushing towards the fridge, gets taken out by the nades. Now the Commando gets the double kill for Nuclear Blaze. Maddie going to be there for the melee to carry it out, but love seeing the Commando in action.
Nuclear Blaze definitely finding targets with it. Command Station finds herself into the tie first place as well. Not quite going to finesse Maddie. It's Nuclear Blaze once again. Somehow inserts himself in the fight, gets the cleanup. There's CC with an excellent 5. Maybe converts another. Good 3-shot beatdown. Any scenario like that, if you can take the trade, take the double, that's money.
Command Station holding this card 3 side. Finds Yaya Gone weak with shields and gets a second onto Super. Now looking for the triple kill onto Weebound. Unofficial, but gets the trade there. 3 kills for Command Station to go take the lead at 10 kills. Nuclear Blaze close to follow on the lead. Gets a clean win onto Super CC. Now forced back down to this fridge side. Gets the shields back. Pushing base. Going to find a weak Yaya Gone. Going to get that kill. 2 kills here on this life for Nuclear Blaze. How gonna find? Oh, turns around. Almost found Weebound on the spawn, and Wee's gonna get a couple shots there. Maddie looking for that, but a little bit of finesse from Nuclear almost gets him that kill.
Yeah, those jiggle peaks, all the little mechanics coming into play for the 1v1s just to stay alive, finesse a fight when you're down in shots. Even just the base navigation with the way you see them move around. Sliding to the back platforms, back to the Mohawk, staying almost like a floor is lava type strategy where you get the speed opportunity, but also the height that comes with jumping off of those slightly higher platforms for, you know, finesse vertical play. High ground advantage can be very valuable, especially for Command Station here in P2, cleaning up kills.
Command Station gets one shot onto Revan. We're going to have to win a fight here. Does get a trade onto Maddie for the killing spree. And the box of metal Command Station taking names here early on in this lobby at 16 kills. Super CC with the BR. Now pushing this P side, waiting for perfect fight. Finds one onto Revan. Uses a nade to slow it down, and the BR comes into action with that burst. Wins one onto Raven. Going to get a second with the back smack onto Yaya Gone. Super still alive. Finally taken out by Nuclear.
Knowing when to backstep is so key. He drops, knows he's being chased, backsteps. The player chasing him drops in front of him, and all of a sudden he finds another opportunity while being one shot. Little plays like that get you max mileage, and Weebound finding one of his own. A little thrust back. Despite missing the beatdown, stabilizes himself, comes out with the clean kill, and the chaos continues here. Starting to see players separate themselves in the lobby. Some players maybe falling behind a little bit. Still plenty of time, of course, but this is where you really want to take advantage of that early momentum and secure as much of a lead as you can get. Command Station currently on top.
Yeah, staying close early on in these lobbies is so important, especially if you're one always looking at that scoreboard. You want to know that you still have an opportunity to win this lobby. Keep the mental up high. Nuclear Blaze gets one, bring it to 16 kills. Looking good. Nuclear going to grind one. The rebound double nade comes in and makes it to where Maddie and Nuclear can't get that trade. Rebound at 14 kills here. Trying to catch up on this side. Winner of Lobby 2. Now perfect shot still ringing out for Wheat.
Rebound been consistently disgusting in these lobbies. Does get caught off guard by Gone. Good seeing him in the feed there too, by the way. Only 7 kills. Bit of a rough start. Hoping he can find his answer before things get a little insurmountable, because just players endlessly trading blows here. Stefano, a new name in the mix. You had mentioned him, very high caliber competitor. At least I know in matchmaking. I've seen him around in the high level lobbies in matchmaking. He definitely can do some damage. So curious about what he could put together, especially with a stray Maddie camoed up with Heatwave on the map.
Dangerous combo and Command Station's going to find that one. Maddie backs down here to get that camo back. Now pushing forward. And rebound spotted does, but Nuclear Blaze is going to steal the kill, and then the nade from Raven takes out the camo. So much damage there for Maddie. But the third party's coming in from those P sides. Not going to let him get as much use out of that camo as he would have liked.
The Heatwave might be GA'd in 4s, and there's some solid reasons for doing that. But in FFA, you can see it's not quite the powerhouse and not always the answer in every situation, right? Like long range, it's a bit of a tricky shot to land. So you want to close the gap. You spend time closing the gap instead of shooting other weapons and dealing other damage that might lead to kills, on top of the fact that there's other components you have to consider, right? Like it bounces off the walls, goes right back into your face, and sometimes you take damage from your own Heatwave shot if you whiff. So that little scenario, they're not netting him much. And oh my word, what a use of mechanics. We talked about utility, the thrust plus the sticky for the guaranteed trade.
Yeah, that's the one big thing with these top level players is just guaranteeing the trade there. We saw the thrust to get there in that trade. So many creative ways to make sure you still grab a melee or maybe get a grenade to make sure your life gets that one kill before you are taken out. Good plays coming out of rebound. Nuclear Blaze at 25 kills, one behind the leader of Command Station. Picks up that commando. I'm going to look. Command Station chases out this P side. Nuclear Blaze forced to back now all the way down to the other side of the map.
She's
one shot. And
him.
Command Station on the hunt, on the prowl, and is going to get that kill onto Nuclear.
Like a shark from down low, right? Not too often do you see one kill extended for that amount of time. Usually 1, 2, or several players somehow insert themselves between you in that chase and make it impossible. But Command Station somehow finds her target, almost converts it into 2. We got Gone on screen, hoping he can do exactly that to one of these players, maybe Stefano. Oh, kill stolen.
Nuclear Blaze going for the ninja. Almost had it, but Gone dodged a bullet there and got the body shot onto Nuclear. Missing that melee. Now picking up the BR on this side. Super CC forced to back down on that. Giving the trade over to Gone and Command Station. And Maddie, once again, with the heat wave here. Not going to have to dodge nades to survive. Uses the thrust to turn around and gets the melee. Deep down onto rebound. Maddie doing so much to survive on the fridge and somehow, some way found the kill.
Just chaotic as hell. You really have to have your reactions, your accuracy dialed in these FFAs. There's so many targets that are just in your POV and out your POV in a matter of a second, half a second. So if you're not hitting the shot, not snapping that critical kill and wasting extra time with it, there's just no further opportunity to make plays. Nuclear Blaze showing us exactly what good execution will net you a triple kill in the break. Ooh, my God, everybody's frying right now. Look at Super CC's score, by the way, right? Yeah, he's far behind despite the sticky here.
So many good plays from Super. Yeah. One of my favorite things to see is sticky nades. He's somehow landing crazy ones. We saw it there, but in the earlier opens too, there'd be times he'd be up in top mid and landing sticky nades onto the person down on table on the other side fighting to still somehow get a trade. But it's going to be an overkill from Super CC. So we're saying still far down, but a couple of those overkills are going to bring you right back into this one. 29 for Super.
Fortune favors the bold. Super CC, he is not done yet. Oh, not quite going to finesse Command Station there too, but I like that little nade. Judgment on the player that challenged him, came out, cleaned it up, and all of a sudden he's got 30 kills. We were talking about him being far behind, but just like that, he snapped back into action, picked up 7. He's got a shot. If he keeps this up, currently 3rd place.
Command Station still has that lead at 38 kills, moving with pace here. See Super going to be able to escape this car side. Now only 4 bullets here for Command Station, but get some damage with that nade. Looking for the one shot. Finds a safe spot here on this jump to get, and a quick flick onto Super to find the headshot. Command Station still alive on this little jump up here from car 3, able to get those shields back. Now looking for the next fight. Pushes into Blue Gen. Looking for the Weebound, who is one shot. Can he land the headshot? Going to go for the cutoff on this P Street side, but Weebound playing it smart here. Going to get full shields back and win the fight onto Command Station as well. So the finesse out of Weebound gets him that kill to go up 27.
Pressure is on for Weebound in this one. You know, there's definitely an RNG component to FFA, and sometimes things just don't go your way, even if you are playing just as well as you did in the previous round. But with Weebound, I think definitely in that spotlight. I'm wondering how many times he's found himself in a bit of a spotlight here, right? He's clearly a nasty player, but once you start talking about him a lot, the pressure's on. You want to see if he can perform, and maybe he's feeling a little bit of that too. He's got plenty of time. Well, maybe not plenty, but he's got time to catch up. You can see the gap being a little bit different in this one, though, for him. Command Station, on the other hand, it's so clear how good of a game she's having looking at her stats. With 11 assists, only Super CC might be the one to catch up with her with the way he's been playing.
At 36 kills here, the second half for Super CC has been good. Almost lands on those cross-map stickies, tries to use it for the instant, then gets taken out by Command Station for the trade. Damage was there. Maddie Mathias here trying to find one, but Weebound going to slow that slide down, gets that. Now going to try and win a 3-shot melee on the Command Station, but the help comes in. Super CC gets that, denying the trade. Off spawn here, looking for the 3-shot melee, doesn't get it. Yeah, gone, going to take out Super CC. Super still at 38 kills, so trying to close in on this lead. Closing in on second place is Nuclear Blaze at 41 kills. So that will be the first battle Super's going to have to overcome, the battle for second.
Yeah. He's maintained this since the beginning of the game, so credit to Nuclear Blaze for holding on to the slight lead that he had secured at the start. That with 42 kills, had a lot of good utility there to make some plays, only came up with one, I believe. And look at Command Station go! Almost finds the beatdown over Maddie with that late jump, and that's where the speed and the mechanics, I think, really come into play. But you just look at her stat line, you got to think, oh, Rebound, I like that, right? Trying to pull up the footwork, not quite going to find it. Everything helps here, but looking at a 47, 13, 34 stat line for Command Station, I mean, what a game she's having. The lowest assists in the lobby. Her kills are getting confirmed, and man, is she difficult to take down.
Difficult here, going up to 48 kills. Command Station still heating up here, being such a hard kill on the map. Super CC finds a trade onto Raven. Command Station off of spawn here, now trying to get that top mid position. Stefano Biscuit forced him down to one shot. Raven going to clean that one up. Camo is up top mid. Players going to be grabbing that. We haven't seen too much use, but Command Station slides through, but has the threat sensor. Is it going to be able to pick up the camo on that side? And then gets taken out by the back smack. Command Station almost had the play, but forgot about the threat sensor in the back pocket.
Yeah, maybe that was what happened. So had it in the back pocket, slid over the camo, didn't grab the camo, tried to come out with a kill, didn't quite find it. Down to the final 2 minutes in the game here as things get extra chaotic. I like that at a Super CC, and that's why I like that side of the map. Even though he didn't live, the speed that you can go from the bottom to the top and just be very difficult to kill. Strong siding and clambering at the same time. There's some flexibility there you don't have elsewhere. It doesn't always get you the kill, though. What a crazy series of events we've got in front of us here, Peto. Maddie finding himself a triple. Final minute 30 in the game as he secures yet another. We're down to the wire at the tail end.
To the wire, almost an overkill there for Maddie, but the triple was there, gifted as players were one shot on that side. Stefano Biscuit now at 37, going to find Maddie off spawn, going to be able to trade that one. Command Station still in the lead at 50 kills. Nuclear Blaze close to follow at 47 here, 3-kill deficit. The Nuclear win one onto Weed. No, Weed closes that one out. Maddie's going to find the remaining damage on that side. Command Station, the classic piece 2 stick. Back at it once again to pass that 51 kills, bringing that lead gap to 4.
You got to think if your command station in the situation, you're just playing for your secures. Nothing fancy, nothing overzealous. Get your stickies off of spawn, get your beatdowns, your 3-shot beatdowns. If you get 1 kill every time you die from here on out, you'd think that would be enough, unless Nuclear Blaze has something to say about it. Hold on, 37 seconds, 50 kills to Nuclear's name. Command station looking for one of her own here to secure the lead, cement the lead, if that, but Nuclear has a chance.
Command station does not want to tie again because last time the tie was a second, and Nuclear Blaze brings it to 52 with the double kill. 20 seconds remaining here. Nuclear Blaze trying to find a way to take the lead, gets a trade onto Super to win, but command station is still alive. 10 seconds to work with to try and take this lead at 54 kills. Going to have to push forward. 5 seconds remaining. Nuclear Blaze is up off spawn. Still is tied. 1 kill is going to be the difference, but can't get the trade. And it was Nuclear that got it onto command station to get to first place. Their command almost had that trade, but the miraculous effort from Nuclear Blaze in that later half of the map going to grant him the victory here.
What a chaotic moment to close that out, right? In a scenario like that, you're so concerned with the time and just getting the final kill that you're not concerned with the name tags in the lobby. That's a big component of FFA to think about as you play, is noticing the guy who's in second place, noticing the gamer tag, and always selecting kills away from that target, like making sure he's not the one that comes out with the kill in the end. So you trade the other guy, or you take your guaranteed. But command station in that situation, I think, either thought she had the guarantee on Nuclear, knowing it was him, or didn't know that was Nuclear Blaze and had 2 targets, right? Do I take the one who's below me and weak and a little bit closer? Do I go through the util hall and try to guarantee the other? She goes left and pays the price, doesn't quite get the cleanup. And that was all it took, right? Because keep in mind, had she not gotten that kill, we go down to deaths. Command station had a slight advantage in deaths. I think she was at 42, now 43 to Nuclear's 44. I mean, it's a game of freaking inches here, Pato.
It was so close. I mean, command station was in the lead for so long on that lap, and it was getting to the point where we're looking like Nuclear Blaze is really going to have to get an effort to catch up to this one. Next thing we know, we flip. We find a double, getting multiple kills on that side to bring it to tie it up. And Nuclear Blaze, just with the ice, once again, winning this lobby 3 at 54 kills. I mean, you got to tip your hat to both of those players doing so good.
It's been fun watch so far, Peto. And this is what you get with, high quality talent in an FFA is, on top of the chaos, there's definitely some moments of that with P1 and just, endless nades and trades, but a lot of finesse, a lot of interesting individual fights, use of jumps and tech and mechanics that you might not as often see in a 4v4 context. So, having a good time with this and looking forward to what we have left. Just for an update on the layout of how this is working, Peto, what is it, 5 rounds of a pool play? We've
That
gone
is
through, I
correct.
think, 3 at this point before our eventual grand finals, where we secure our final lobby of 8 and really find out who deserves the win in advance of Atlanta.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we haven't mentioned too much is how important each individual score and placement is in each of these lobbies. Looking at the scoring system here, a first place is going to grant you 10 points. Second goes to 8 points. Third, 7 points. Fourth, 6 points, and so on. Slowly moving down. So that difference here of tying, moving up from first to second is 2 points. And that could be the difference here as you're trying to qualify for those cuts and getting your seeding. So as we find those last 2 lobbies in qualifying, those points will be tallied up, and it will only be top 8 moving on to our championship match, which is round 6 for all the marbles, all the prize pool. So we're going to go get lobby 4 set up here. We're going to head to a quick break, and when we're back, we'll have lobby 4 for y'all. Who will be next in lobby 4? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Luminon Gaming X Command Station free-for-all. We're closing in here, just passing that halfway mark, starting to load into round 4. Things are starting to heat up, and we just got the information back with the leaderboard, what we're looking at here. And
Ooh,
Command Station up top here by 1 point. Saying how much those 1 points can be the difference,
wild.
but Command Station holding on to it just barely.
Has she won any of them yet? Now that I think about it, I feel like she was been in a close second place in maybe every single one at this point. Unless
Yeah,
you,
I think so.
my short-term
I think you're
memory
right.
failing
Like,
me.
just very close because it's so
Yeah,
hard. Like, she was first place for like so long, or would hit that
right.
tie, and we'd have to do tiebreaker. Like, it's just
Hmm.
been so close. But even the consistent like second places have been
Exactly.
such a difference here. And then the other thing I want to shout out some players to look at here as we're closing in. It's top 8 that move towards those finals. So
Right.
Revan Laughs on the borderline here at 8th place, but there's a 3-way tie for it. Milkshake FPS at 15 points and Cheesy.
Oh
Also
wow.
Adderall in game
Hmm.
is Cheesy. So they're all at 15 points here. So these next 2 rounds are going to be so big, determining if one of these players will be able to secure their spot into the grand final.
Yeah, interesting looking. Oh, yeah, we're starting up the game, so we should be jumping in the lobby shortly just to check it out. But just knowing, for example, Weebound's position in 4th place, I can't remember where he landed in that previous FFA because he did win one, right? And you put the highest weighting for the player that wins, but in the following FFA, it didn't quite go his way, and it dropped him down to 4th. So, yeah, Command Station currently, despite only getting 2nd place, is winning off sheer consistency. And you got
Yep.
Super CC right behind her. So, very interesting. You really want to maintain a high spot, even if you're not coming out with the win, just so you can hold on to your progress. And that's especially the case for these 8 players or players on the cusp, I guess, of 8th place. 3 of them tied, and then you got Crow, Cognis, Hoaxer, Trusty, all relatively close behind that too. So we've got a banger of a matchup in front of us with some players about to get cut if they don't get their act together.
Yep, looking for that as players are loading in on Aquarius. We're live here on board Command Station once again. Finds the melee trade. Milkshake, one of those players on the cusp of qualifying, made it here into this lobby A. It's one of those to keep out for. Trusty, able to grab that camo, also finds that heat wave. Gets the one shot. Now going to have to fight Command Station and doesn't get the trade either. Gets beat down and switch it up. Finds the triple.
Triple like that is money off the open. And very interesting to see an open strat camo grab that didn't lead to an immediate blender for that player, who ended up getting camo wave and 1 kill off of it. Super CC, what a lunge with the beatdown. Somehow grabbing that, getting out with the backstep, and then a beautiful sequence of slides that sends him right through the blue base and back into the fight.
With the thrust, tries to land a stick, can't quite. Milkshake finds one on the body shot. Maddie there to trade out the damage. Now, Maddie finds the perfect shots on to switch it up as well. Gets those 2, holding strong on this car 3 side, keeping it as a power position. Forced to back down, and Trusty in a sneaky little spot, able to find that last headshot.
There's always a balancing act here of the type of guaranteed kills you try to go for, like Super CC in that situation, trying to thrust sticky the guy and distance himself enough to get the kill without trading, but could have just hit a thrust beatdown and maybe guaranteed an easier pick instead, right? So what do you choose? I think early in the game, you go for the riskier things, maybe because you can afford to. Later in the game, you're really going to have to tighten up the play, force your trades when you have the opportunity.
Maddie finds one onto Super CC with the melee. A lot of players up here at 5 kills, so that gap has not started yet early on into this side. Maddie Nuclear Blaze going over to that 6th kill, and the one on the cusp, Milkshake as well, up there in front with 6 kills. Command Station finds a beatdown onto P2, ends up getting traded out on this side. Trusty on the hunt for this bottom mid player, but is able to escape out that P1. Super finds one onto Milkshake here. Trusty playing it slow. Going to get a little flank here onto this yellow base. Doesn't quite land that jump. Finds it onto Super CC. Can they get the melee trade? Super CC with the backstep secures the trade.
If the fight's not going your way, you might as well just end it. Just give me a hug, bro. You know, just get up in there, trade it, guarantee the kill. We're seeing a lot of that right now as players continue their trades across the map. If they don't think they have a confident outplay in the 1v1, they'll take the kill down with them, and then that doesn't really hurt both parties. But very interesting to see so much contention in this lobby as well, Pato, right? This has got to be an indication of how skillful these lobbies are getting just with this amount of competitiveness early on.
Camo spawning up top mid here. Switch it up, takes it out into fight. And who is it? Nuclear Blaze trying to slide through. Milkshake isn't going to allow that one to happen, though. Holding down Camo from this side, but Sheezy's like, enough is enough. Takes out Milkshake on that side. Now the battle for Camo continues on this side. Command Station with the fight onto P2 is able to land that trade onto Nuclear Blaze. Switch it up on this spawn here. Going to be looking. Finds Milkshake. Milkshake tried to get a little fancy, but switch it up. Shot too hot. And Command Station finally taking him out of his pedestal.
Yeah, he goes high, you go low. Command Station with a nice little slide attack as he was mid-jump, caught him off guard, and converts it into 3. What a beautiful little sequence that puts her up at 15. The trades, the brawl continues. Nuclear Blaze here out in car 1 in a chaotic sequence. Milkshake finds his pick, but dead to rights for Command Station. And what a blue screen. Leaves the sticky behind and lets her pay the price.
Milkshake on the cusp of qualifying for these grand finals, really starting to show up, making sure that they get the trades, keeping it close. A lot of Halo to play, so if you can't win the fight, make sure you're at least getting the trade, staying close to these leads. Milkshake on an overkill on the other side. As we're gassing him up, Milkshake able to find one as well to get that and bring it up to 14 kills. Second place for so far. Command Station in that first place spot at 17.
Third overkill we've seen today, right? Almost an overkill per lobby, which is kind of crazy. The consistency that these players are finding those types of opportunities, whether it's on screen or off. Nuclear Blaze, what a walk down. The vertical is so important in these 1v1 fights. If you can drop towards the end of the fight, or, you know, more than just jump, right? Jump is the predictable read, but the drop is so tricky in this game. It falls so fast, and it gives you options. You can late jump, you can do other things to trip up your opponent.
Switch it up, looking for the thrust melee, able to get one on to Trusty and finds the double kill on Command Station. 2 melees there was the success. Command Station still in first place at 19 kills. Nuclear Blaze going to find one there. Gets a good nade, but going to force it back down. Tries to get the Chow, hoping that the melee would be there. But the chase was not. It's taken out. Command Station, good shots. Now going to have to turn around, fight this P2 side. Uses the nades to slow things down, but the cross mapping from Switch It Up is going to slow that pace.
It's easy to play an FFA and chalk up your performance to a little bit of RNG, right? Right place, right time. I should have had that kill. Somebody stole it. But I think Command Station's doing an excellent job of proving how much skill and consistency there really is in an FFA environment. 22 kills, securing that trade. Trusty going to do the same. I see the camo at top mid, all tantalizing, sitting there for the player waiting for it, but just chaos here. Controlled chaos, though, with Command Station, who continues to find her way on top in the lobby.
The consistency still continuing to shine for Command Station here, and that first place spot in the lobby. Sheezy on the work, able to take out Command Station. Switch it up, trying to survive. A big fight going down on blue table. Many players jumping down. Who will be on top? It is Sheezy with the double kill there. Wins the battle of blue table. Now Maddie trying to hold the R3 side, but the jump up is there from Command Station. Maddie does a good job to find a trade on this side. Switch it up, get one almost, but not quite.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the... Oh, hold on a second. Triple Adderall with the nade. Actually hit it perfectly. Doesn't get a clean up, but had some options there. I would hate to be the guy on bottom mid trying to kill players on P2, car 3, top base, right? Your angle is just terrible. All it takes is a back step from one of these guys, and they cut the angle completely. Here you are, a sitting duck in the bottom of the map, jumping, trying to secure those finishing shots. So you really want to have the right position for the right time here. Sometimes a little bit too much bottom map positioning and rotating can lead to no opportunities for kills.
Super CC able to find one to tie the leader with Command Station at 25. Super starting to heat up in the later half of this one. Command Station using the threat sensor to try and survive. Able to use it to get the sticky on to switch it up to guarantee that trade. Showing why Command Station still on top. Showing that consistency at 27 kills. Nuclear Blaze now walking down Command Station on this P2 side. Almost gets a melee on to switch it up. Switch it up, finds that bandit shot first. Using a nade. It's going to slow down Maddie for a little bit, but does enough to get that trade. Walk downs are working on that side. Milkshake at 21 kills here. This placement still everything for Milkshake. Beating up. Can he get a win? Oh, switch it up.
Yeah.
Good movement on that side. Able to close that one out.
I like the attempt at a Milkshake, though. The slide bank tries to cut the angle. We're seeing so much of that, right? Those bank nade, guaranteed damage, trades, kills, anything you can get from your nades, and the efficiency that comes with getting those banks out quickly and effectively. Even Command Station earlier with the sticky trade, right? Just having that presence of mind to, in the last possible second, hit that swift little adjustment flick and make sure the sticky connects. There's subtleties here that allows the players to come out with a guaranteed kill. And so far at 31, Command Station finding them. Right behind her, though, Super CC at 29. I'm seeing switch it up here at 26 as he holds on to a tied third place with Maddie. Got some contention as players continue to separate themselves in the upper ranks of the lobby halfway through.
Trusty, good double kill on that side. Able to survive on the jump up, but well-placed nades get him down to one shot. Super CC there for the cleanup. We added battle on the blue table on the other side. Now it is for yellow table. Easy trying to survive, but gets taken out by the high ground positioning. High ground going to be too much for these yellow table, and Command Station notices that. Surviving on the base, getting so much damage. Able to back up from that side. One body shot for Command Station would have taken her out, but she's able to dodge it, get those shields back, and now pushing pace towards car 3.
You can tell Command Station really loves those window ledges on the upper side of the base and the flexibility that comes with being on them. It's just a low G-slide height ledge that she can use to cut angles, to kind of assert dominance from up above on P1 on the fridges below, and then it ejects from the fight very cleanly, very quickly to the back of the base to reset the scenario. So she's been using that a lot, and I've been looking for trends from these players in where they like to play and how they like to play the areas where they get the most kills. So starting to pick up on that, I think, a little bit with Command Station.
Milkshake, it's one. Looking for that second kill, but the third party from Switch It Up is going to come in. Going to look for the double kill on the Trusty. It ends up being a trade there with the fancy movement. Missing that first melee was going to be hurt. Maddie getting cross-mapped here by Super CC, setting up for this camo. Forced to drop down to car 1 on this side. Battle popping up. Using those nades, hoping someone's in yellow base. Using that threat sensor. Getting all the information. Clears out the base and now pushed all the way towards this P side. Command Station up on P2. And Super find that. But there's going to be a trade fight. Nuclear steals that kill from Super. And Super pushing. Finds a one shot. Does get a good flick. Might have had one kill stolen. Was able to get that second.
Super CC has snuck his way into first place, by the way, so securing that kill was very valuable as he takes it out at 36. Good to see him maintaining his performance in these lobbies as he is second place right behind Command Station. Trusty here as well. Haven't seen too much of his POV. Very curious to see what he can put together as he does find himself a little bit behind with 4 minutes left and camo control. Maybe this is his chance. Here's hoping. You see Milkshake's positioning, right? Milk is hiding in the fridge. He poked out last second. Man secured a trade, but now Milk taking the spoils and a play style I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of in these FFAs.
Yeah, especially as we close in on our grand finals here where they're trying to secure the best placement. Slowing things down is going to be so big on those fridge side. Looking for the right time to take a fight and being just sneaky. Any kill is what's going to matter. Trusty now tries to land that sticky, but not going to be able to find it. Nuclear Blaze gets that double kill on the bottom mid side. Switch it up, puts him into that fight, and going to get a double kill on the Command Station to tie Command as well. Switch it up, and Command Station at 36 kills, but Super starting to pull away a little bit with that lead at 42.
Super CC going kind of nutty right now. 3 minutes left, and he definitely is separating himself from the pack. Command Station does find her trade with switch it up, and her are currently tied. She did find that 1 kill edge. Look at Maddie as well. Maddie at 38, been doing some work here too. 16 assists to his name that he's not hurting from. You can see the assist category looking pretty steep for several players in the lobby. And as we do get down to our final 3 minutes in the game, things getting very dicey. Very curious to see what Super CC has been cooking here, because whatever he's done has put him ahead.
Close still on this side. Trusty trying to survive, but gets taken out. Double kill from Super. Sheezy finally going to put an end to that one, but these double kills are adding up for Super CC. It's been a consistent double every life, and now got him up to 45 in the lead by 5. Switch it up, holding this car 3 position, close to the lead at 41 kills. Camo spawning up. It's going to be a gamble to be able to go and grab this one. Who's going to take it? Switch it up. Still holding down this car 3 with the perfect shots. Finally gets taken out on the other side. So much damage is done to bring it to 42. Trying to close in on this lead of 46.
Super CC has got to be in flow here. I'm just seeing him steal little kills around the map. A double earlier. He actually cleaned up the guy inside the util hallway there a second ago as well at 46. Trusty down bottom mid with the camo. Not going to get out with it. That's the difficulty that you deal with grabbing camo, and the heat wave takes a long time to secure resources. By the time you have them, you might be dead. Final 2 minutes in the game. 46 for CC. 43 for Maddie here. Command station just above him. Switch it up behind them. This could go any way, Peto, in the final minute here.
So many closing minutes. We've seen so many heroic plays already before. One of the likes of Nuclear Blaze closing in on Command Station. Can Nuclear do it again? Or is it Command Station to try and close in on this gap of Super CC at 47 kills? Under a minute 30 remaining here. Nuclear Blaze trying to be sneaky, but Super reads that one out of the corner. Uses the insta-splode to slow down Nuclear. Now pushing P1. Can he clean up on that damage? Pushing towards the car side. Trying to find Cheesy, but Cheesy doing a good job at surviving down there.
Super CC might have had that lead for a little bit, but they're nicking at his heels now, right? Command Station has brought it back to a tie here, brought it to 48. They're down neck and neck once again. We've been here before. We'll find ourselves here at the tail end, I'm sure, as well. Maddie Nuclear, they're coming up with trades as well. 44 for Switch It Up. Adderall, is he even in the fight? He absolutely is. 45. Doesn't have a lot of time to make this happen, though, and any kill is money. And you got to start thinking, who am I trading with at this point? Am I trading with somebody tied with my numbers? Am I trading with somebody in the lead? Do you have a chance to think about it? Switch It Up, though. He's definitely shooting, that's for sure.
30 seconds remain. Command Station takes the lead at 49 kills. Super CC close behind one on this side. Nuclear Blaze is going to be taken out. Can Super, he does tie it. Does he get the double? Does find a double to take the lead back to 50. Being so close. 10 seconds remaining. Command Station off spawn picks up the BR. Can Command Station close one out? Does tie it at 50. Now needs to survive here with 5 seconds. Can he get the one? Almost, but 2 kills stolen. And Super finds one on the other side to go up to 51. So Command Station, once again, so close to trying to find that victory, but it's edged out by 1 kill of Super CC.
My God. I mean, credit to Super CC. First off, he secured that lead. He maintained it, and he found a way to ice up in the end and take that final kill. But Command Station, I feel for her at this point, she's got to be a little bit irritated, right? Second place, I think every single lobby she's been a part of, even that last game, was it not CC and her? It was 4 times in a row. Yeah, apparently. CC and her, I think, had it was Nuclear Blaze, I think, right? She traded with him at the end, and he took her spot last second. So very similar circumstances, and just goes to show you, how this game is really separated by inches, by milliseconds. That right shot in the right moment is the real difference. What an accuracy statistic I'm seeing out of Super CC at the top of the board there, by the way. It's 76.39. I think he had the most damage potentially in the lobby here, too. Maddie definitely shooting. I see him with over 289, something like that, shots in the lobby. 12K damage for him, 286. 402 shots fired, 286 hits, 71 accuracy. The accuracy stats across the board are kind of insane, right? These are like, last shot numbers in the 4v4 context. Of course, very different in the FFA lobby, but if you ain't shooting like this, you're not maintaining any sort of stat in this lobby.
I know it's so hard, especially you mentioned it multiple times, the movement tech that these players are bringing. And there's so many different ways to dodge those shots, yet the accuracy is still that high. They're showing why they're the next up here in the free-for-all scene, why we invited them, moving those 6 on that side. So impressive. And then Command Station, still with the consistency here. Hasn't been able to close in one of these opens, but maybe saving that for the grand finals on that side, because grand finals is a little bit different. It no longer matters about the points. It's just your placement in the grand final is how you place. So Command Station still doing enough to qualify for that grand final. Maybe that's where she's going to sneak in and get that victory.
Absolutely. Though I don't think that was the updated stats, right? Because if she was in first place and leading by 1 point, then I think Super CC might have just edged her out by the 1 point by winning that previous game. So I think we'd see a slightly different leaderboard when we come back and get the update on that. But Without a doubt, she's qualified. Super CC's qualified. I'd like to see where Maddie sits. Weebound not in that lobby, I don't think. If he was in there, I'm sure he would
No.
have been a presence, right? So
Yep.
we've got players within the top four who we're still waiting on finding out where they're going to end up. We've got, I think, one more round of pools as well to
Right.
fully secure it. And then that's it. We go to the gauntlet, the grand finals. So we're getting through it quick and clean here, Peto. It's been an exciting sequence of events, I think, so far.
For sure. One more qualifying round. These players on the edge need to make something happen here in round 5. We're going to go tally the scores and see where everything's sitting here as we go in round 5. And we're going to head to a quick break. But when we're back, we'll see who has what it takes to make our grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Command Station X Luminon Gaming Free for All. We made it to the final round here of the pool play. These points are what's going to matter most here. Who's on the edge? Who's going to come close here to making the grand finals? Top 8 of these players make it to grand finals. Looking at it here, Stefano Biscuit holding strong in our 8th place spot, but tied with 2 more. Silva
Wow.
Fox and Sheezy or Adderall on that side as well. So very close for that battle in the last spot of grand finals.
It's getting real interesting now, right? Some players, though, I'm wondering, do they even have a chance? Like, what do you do in the circumstances that, let's say, you're juicy? Do you just throw and like try to select a specific player in the lobby that you don't want to make it into top 8 and ruin their day? Like, I don't know how you. Because what would he have to do? Let's say Juicy wants to break into top 8. Is it possible? Let's say he wins this upcoming lobby. What kind of point total are we looking at? My bad if I put you on the spot here, Peyto.
No.
I don't fully
Well, I
know
got
the
it.
rules.
I'm ready.
Yeah, who still
So
has a
first
chance to
place
win?
is,
Where's the cutoff?
10. So the max you can get is 10 points. Juicy
Okay.
would be at 19.
Oh,
So I
that's if
don't
they
think
all
you would
just
quite.
fully.
Yeah, they would all
Yeah.
have to not score anything, which isn't possible on that side. So
Okay.
unfortunately, Juicy just barely out of it on that side because 8th place will get you 1 point. So even if you're in the bottom of your lobby, you still have
Mhm.
a spot. So Trusty, I mean, it would be very hard for him to do it, but still technically possible, maybe. But yeah,
Right.
Gandhi's 14 and 16s are the ones like if they make a hero run, might have a chance to squeak it in. Speaking of
Eh,
hero runs,
mhm.
Silva Fox on one lobby B, the last chance to get those 10 points moving forward to bring him to 19. So
Because
Silva
even
Fox might be heating up.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, but so what I'm seeing is that you have the 2 lobbies that are split, and you've got the lower lobby B with Silva Fox and Adderall, who are currently tied with Stefano. Stefano's got a sweaty lobby, right? Like if he wants to stay in the
Yeah.
top 8, he has to somehow pull off a pretty reasonable placing in here. But in the pool B, there's a much better chance that those 2 guys pull off, top 2 with the way that I'm sure they've been playing to get to that spot. So interesting circumstances that don't favor everybody evenly, I think, in this scenario. But one thing's for sure, we got a banger of a matchup to witness here, Peyto. And I got my eyes on WeBound, on Command Station, Super CC, Maddie, some of these top performers who I expect to see go the distance.
Yeah, we bound off to the early start here with Camo Heat Wave. Now going to wait for Raven here on this side. Is able to get that Heat Wave shot to secure it. Brought down to 1. Going to have to wait for those shields to go back. Slowly playing, but Maddie, the perfect mate to reveal the camo and gets the shot as well.
Oh,
Good favors for
head.
Maddie. Now looking for the over onto Silva, but it gets stolen by Revan. Still the 3 from Maddie. Great work and takes out that camo.
What a sequence out of Maddie with the 444 stat line. And it actually is a little reminder to me. When you're playing FFA and you die, you can see everybody else's POVs, right? Is that a feature in FFA in this lobby?
That is correct.
Yeah, that's a very unique feature, right? You got your own personal death cam in 4v4s and maybe your team's death cam, but you don't get to see your opponents. In FFA, you can see your opponent's location in third-person view. So there's a chance that coming off a respawn in blue there, Maddie saw the location of WeBound with the camo and pre-naded him perfectly, or of course he just naded it because that's a good spot to nade in general. But you got to keep in mind the info that you get when you're dead and then using that efficiently, spawning and choosing that target immediately off the info that you have. You don't know where you're going to spawn, but if you get a good survey of info, you might be able to capitalize.
Yeah, very good point there. There's a possibility there for Maddie taking out the camo. So important to look at. Command Station once again up towards the top with 8 kills, tied with Switch It Up. Switch It Up looking for that one. Hiding on this jump up side. Finds Silva Fox on the P1. Can he get the win? WeBound takes the kill and gets the double onto Switch It Up. So WeBound's third party comes in just in time to get over that 6 kill mark.
Yeah, off to the races, that's for sure, right? Best players in the lobby securing their dominance as early as possible. Mr. Yeah, Gone coming out with a kill of his own, though, at 7, looking pretty good, holding on to relatively top caliber placement here in the lobby. But the first couple minutes, you never know how things are going to go. Good attempt, I guess. Might as well, when you're weak enough, YOLO it, look for the ninja beat down, anything you can secure first range.
Yeah, anything at that point. If you're down one, might as well. Camo spawning up top mid. Players looking for that command station. Looking at the cross on that side. Super CC is able to find one. These fights happening down low on the yellow table. Somebody hoping to get position for this camo. Command station playing slow. Almost gets a back smack, but yeah, gone. Is going to turn around and get that melee first, lands the second one. Then the third melee comes in to let command station know.
Switch it up, doing some of that work himself here with 11 kills. That camo sitting out in front of him in top mid. Do we dare go for it or just stick to the perimeter? And so far, perimeter seems to be the play. With gone deleted, finds the weak. Revan, top mid. Maddie's the one who gets to secure. That's the risk with the camo, right? One player eventually grabs it, and that player is just hit by a haymaker.
Yeah. Sometimes you're one of those players that's a little farther behind, and you're willing to risk something more that can sway the tides there, like a camo would. So Raven trying to make the gutsy play on top mid, ends up getting punished for that. Camo is burned. Now switch it up, looking for this car 3 player fight. Is able to find one. Sees the nade coming in from P2's side. Going to have to look on that. Slows things down. Maddie comes in from high hall, but switch it up. Does a good job to turn around and get that trade.
Agreed. Switch it up did not have first shot advantage, but he still turned 3-shot, beat down, did that confidently. Your ability to just stabilize yourself, well, caught up in a different interaction and twist around the fight where you have the disadvantage. It's such a powerful component of FFA, and I think the top players in the lobby do that more often than not. Maybe we'll see it out of Maddie. Oh, maybe not. Super CC off the wall with the thrust in the back pocket. This man cooking early.
Looking for a win in these pool plays. Ends up backing down on this side. Use the last thrust in hand. Has one sticky to work with. Now going to hit a little flank on this blue side. Lets that fight go down. Opts to go for the high ground here in blue base. Is going to find Weebound. Misses a melee. Both miss a melee. It gets awkward, but Super CC is okay with it getting awkward. Wins that fight.
Back in year 1, year 2 of Halo Infinite, the BXB was not really a concept that I think pro players were taking advantage of and trying to implement in any sort of strategic way in these beatdowns, but I'm seeing it a lot in the modern version of Infinite, especially with Super CC there. You notice he whiffed his beatdown, did a reload, and then a second beatdown. You get a slight time save. We're talking about a few milliseconds to beat down slightly faster if you BXB perfectly in this game. So a bit of an homage to Halo 2. But in circumstances like that, if you can get a second beat down out a little bit faster, you might just get the kill. And all these techs, I think, are going to be valuable, especially for the triple command station just pulled off there.
To work with that triple is command station. Was also looking over camo, so that camo dropped, but command station was able to find the double to deny anyone to pop that, make it a triple. Switch it up, gets a double of his own onto Maddie. Now I'm looking at, but Super CC still in the lead of this lobby at 24 kills. Switch it up, trying to catch up here on that side with the 21 on that side. Finds Maddie, one shot, gets a quick flick. Now 2 players fighting towards this bridge side. Can the nade get the damage? No. The trade happens for Silver Fox and Revan.
That's one of those situations you throw the nade and you're like, please, right? Like have the nade hit the instant before the beatdown trade happens. And you just get that money cluster luck. Like you just don't know if it's going to happen. There's this luck component, you know, kind of rolling the dice, and sometimes things just go your way. And we've been seeing, I'm sure, some of that on CC's POV. I mean, look at this, right? Right place, right time. Sticky secured, finds 2. Not going to get a chance to use him, but he's doing work at 26.
Super still in this lead. Switch it up, trying best he can to keep up, but at least keeping it close with those 2 kill difference. Super CC though finds one onto the fridge side. Gone, jumping like crazy, trying to survive. Gets a melee onto Super, but it's not going to be enough. Maddie uses a well-placed nade to find the trade onto that one. Rebound here, looks for that, but switch it up on the tear still, trying to close in, but 2 kills is the difference on that 28 side. Gone. Put an end to it. Now command station looking for the shot explode on those nades. Ends up picking it up on this side. The patient plays here. Listening for that audio. Finds it. Gone. With the heat wave, but uses a nade. Send that one up P2.
This is a very interesting game for Command Station, knowing how well she's been playing in the previous. She's got second place every single time in these lobbies, and it's allowed her to hold on to a very narrow second place leaderboard position. But right now she has 24 kills. She's in the mix, but a little bit lower than I feel like I'm used to seeing her early on. How does she sort of acclimate and find her way back into the fold? is always, I think, testament to high-level play in these lobbies. Finding players who have slow starts, but are nasty. Will they secure a comeback? So we'll be looking out.
Maddie tried to find the camo there, but ends up getting taken out. Camo is burned once again. A little bit different from some of the open lobbies we were seeing in the earlier weeks. Camo is such a huge play. It seems like these players are starting to notice that and not letting anyone get their hands on that camo here. This lobby hasn't had too many effective ones. Now Maddie trying to survive the push from Silver Fox with good, well-placed nades. Slowed that one down. Is going to survive. Going to get shields back as well. Whoa, halfway. Yeah, gone. Able to stop the nade. But gets the trade as Maddie dropping down from B2.
Good looks out of Maddie on that life. Even the spacing at the blue door, the blue P door, just making sure he's not stepping back too far and opening himself up to free angles or increasing the amount of time it would take for him to chow through that tight tunnel, right? The spacing is huge. You got to be dodging nades with the way you sit, but also being relevant for the kill when it matters. And Maddie, I think, putting a little bit more together here with the double, just revealed the location of the player down low, finding command station across the map. He'll take the fight and pay the price for it. Just so much chaos, right? Selecting the correct target, cleaning up the right kill, and sometimes you just take what's right in front of you.
Maddie putting in the work, tying it up at 30 kills, making it 31. Switch it up, though. Finally able to overcome Super CC in that lead, bringing it to 34 on that side. Maddie trying to close the gap in that first place spot. Able to find perfect shots onto Raven. Yeah, gone. Taken out on the bottom mid. Rebound finds one as well. Super CC pushing towards this P2 side. Looking for that damage falls on the other side. Just waiting for a weak player. Not going to take a fight on a full shielded player. Just waiting for the damage to happen.
It's a combination of trigger discipline and then the amount of bullets left in the gun there, too. He eventually opts for a plasma nade guarantee, which is always a good route to securing a kill, but just interesting to watch CC's POV there. He doesn't shoot the target he knows has an easy opportunity to get away and doesn't want to reveal his position to somebody else nearby by doing so, and then also not reloading even though his clip isn't full, right? Last thing you want is to be caught in the middle of a reload at a bad time. If you got enough bullets for a kill, you might as well stick with the bullets you have, and command station doing that perfectly with a 5. Oh, nicely done.
Good trades at a command station there, trying to close in at that 35 kill mark, closing in on the leader of Switch It Up. So many players close to it as well. You look at Super CC at 34, Maddie at 33 as well. Yeah, gone. Finds a good double kill there. Trying to get back into the fold of this. A couple double kills might do so, but gets taken out on that side. Looking for that. Switch It Up. Down here, current leader of the lobby on this P2 side. What? Couldn't even see that, but gets a melee on to Switch It Up on that side. Able to land it. Maddie with the perfect shots and lets Super know with the body shots.
Maddie, there's 4 minutes left in the game, bro. The thing about body shots is it goes both ways, right? You shoot Super CC's body. Keep in mind, Super CC is above him by a few kills right now. He's 37 to 34. You can check him, but you might check yourself, put some pressure on yourself. So as much as I dig the attitude out of Maddie, can he make sure to maintain his position while we run out of time in this lobby here?
Under 4 minutes to remain, and Maddie's got to back that one up. Rebound at 33 kills as well. Now looking for a trade on P1. Gets it onto Super. Players in the respawn scheme of this lobby. Command station going to be on top of it. Now players on respawn. At that 40 kill mark, just a little step back to try and dodge a nade, but can't land the melee. Maddie going to be on top of that one. The battle for P2 continues. Yeah, gone. Up top, going to find a Silva Fox. Uses the BR, but Silva gets the melee and wins that crucial fight.
Something as simple as a back step seems so insignificant in this game, but honestly so impactful if used correctly. Wow, Rebound. Got over his head, found a beatdown enough to get a red bar with the kill there. But just seeing, command station in that situation, obviously not thriving off the back step, but it could be the difference between you being in and outside beatdown range with a nicely timed back step to, force a panic play out of your opponent. So seeing a lot of that and subtleties, I think that allow these players to hold their leads or pull away in 1v1s. Command station right now at 42, narrowly holding on to second place.
Switch It Up, doing a good job, fighting through the adversity, holding this first place. Camo is going to spawn up top mid. Good Dropping, trading that one out. Switch it up. Going to find one onto Silva Fox and go to 46 kills. Holding the lead by 3 on that side. Gets a perfect shot onto Super CC as well for the reversal medal. Nate's fall, and Maddie is going to be the one on the work, trying to catch up to these leads. Going to have camo to try and make that a reality.
Switch it up in first place at 2 minutes left on the clock was not on my personal bingo card, Peto. I don't know about you. I mean, obviously, he's an excellent player, but a very interesting looking sequence of events we're seeing here. Maddie, of course, trying to carve his way into the top spots here with the camo. He found 2. Almost a second double would have been absolutely nasty. 41 kills does put him in the mix, but is it enough to win the game at this point? Switch it up. He ain't slowing down. Make it 50 for the double.
50 trying to make this gap. Hard to come back, a little under a minute. 30 to remain here. Remen with the 35 kills. Looking at that. Trying to get some placement points here as well. It's going to matter each placement point if you're trying to qualify for these top 8 spots. Super CC at 46 kills, looking for this leader. Uses the sticky for the instant load. It is going to land on Switch It Up and almost finds one on a rebound as well.
A drive-by insta-explode from Command Station. A little slide in the 1v1 there, too. Almost secured a double. Would have been nasty, but good to see her pulling out all the stops. Switch It Up potentially winning this thing introduces an unknown variable to the mix. If you're Command Station and your objective is to be #1 on the leaderboard, you don't have to win the game against Switch It Up. You just got to beat Super CC. Notice that they're tied 47 all. Things getting interesting here. CC finding 48.
48 for CC. Command Station still alive here. 30 seconds remain. Command Station finds the perfect shots onto Raven. Now forced to back down. 1 shot. 2 players going to collapse on the fridge. Silva Fox here at 31 kills. Looking for the next target. Holding this top mid position. 20 seconds remains. Going to get taken out. It is still Switch It Up in the lead with 51 kills. Tries to get that sticky as Maddie isn't going to get it. But Command Station is close to trying first place. 1 kill is going to be the difference. Super CC there as well. Ties it up. 5 seconds remaining. Switch It Up looking for that 51-51. Command Station gets it for the 3-1 tie.
No way.
51-51-51. 3 different players at tie for first place. It's
all tied
down
deaths
to the death.
All of their deaths are tied at 43. I'm pretty sure. Did you say it goes kills, then deaths, then assists? I think 2 of them had 22 assists, and then one of them had 20, I think. So we got a hell of a circumstance on our hands here. We're going to have to do some calculating. So I see 43 deaths for all 3 of the tied players in Super CC, and I believe Command. No, just Super CC has the assists. CC will take the win in the lobby if assists is how we tally this, right over Command Station, who is in second place. Command Station should be maintaining second. And Switch It Up, he's an unknown variable. I'm actually not entirely sure where he is on the leaderboard, but he played excellently in this game.
Switch It Up is third place in the leaderboard there. Before that happened,
he was
still going to be some
my apologies.
Place. Yep, right
he's
up.
He's been playing nice all day.
Yeah, but very close. Wow. So we just got word from Prod because 3 of the categories that we knew about, there was a tie, even including the assist column, the death column. It goes to damage. Command Station has the most damage in the lobby. So it's going to secure second place over Switch It Up because of that 13K damage.
What is she doing that has her with 1,000 more damage than the second most in the lobby? Just about, right? Maddie had, I think, 12,600 something. But Command Station, I've noticed, consistently high damage dealing. It's not always leading to a win. It's definitely keeping her in the top 3, the upper echelon here. Wild looking accuracy stats once again. Yeah. I mean, shooting near 80 on the top 3. You got to be real deadly with the Bandit if you want a shot at the upper ranks. But yeah, just interesting to see, Command Station consistently coming out in that damage category despite not winning. Definitely doing something that's separating her in that department.
Yeah, just impressive stuff. And I was saying before when we were looking, I'm like, we have 3 different tiebreakers. That's what they gave us at first. And I'm like, I haven't even seen the deaths, their kill tiebreaker with kills and deaths. I hadn't seen that yet. And then it went assist and like all 3 of our tiebreakers were taken up. So we had to go to that damage. So some crazy things closing in on that one. We're going to tally up these scores. We're going to see who officially made it to the top 8. But when we return, we're going to have the grand finals of this Invitational, a $500 prize pool what part are you going to take in that one, those top 8? We'll be back with grand finals. Gentlemen, welcome back to the Command Station X Luminon FFA. We made it. Grand Finals. 5 weeks worth of work, all coming down to this very moment. We had opens. These players played in to qualify for this invitational, made it to the invitational, and then had to make it through 5 rounds of pool play to finally make it to this moment. So we're here. We have the leaderboard right here stacked up. Let's see who made it to these top 8.
Yeah, I was about to say, very curious about this leaderboard. It's been a hell of a ride, Peto. So pleasure being able to join you for. Ooh, I like this layout. This is kind of nice. You see ourselves and the leaderboard. Super CC currently in number one with whoa, we're going everywhere. Number one at 33 kills. My question with Super CC is knowing that we got the wrong
Oh,
leaderboard. We might have an update. Okay, give us 1
correct.
second as we figure it out. My bad.
Yeah, so I'll start talking a little bit about it. Super CC still on top. There we go. We got
we
it.
go,
Still
still.
on top, but by 43 points instead of the 40.
Mhm. So Super CC is playing in the Forest tournament with Brian Noob and Ascending Baseline. Is he just here to like assert dominance and let people know that he's also, the best FFA
Mhm.
player in this event? Maybe, right? Of course, Command Station, see what she can do in this final one. But what I'm wondering is, yeah, how are they going to? Is he going to double dip somehow and play both? Oops, I'm in two
Oh, I
places here.
see
But
what you're
anyway,
saying. Yeah,
yeah,
at the
how's he
land.
gonna maintain the land, sorry for the
Uh-huh.
so online, he can do whatever he wants. He can come in here and look incredible, which he's been doing so far. And of course, we'll pivot and talk about who's still got a shot to win this because I see Switch It Up, Webound, hot behind him, Maddie tied with him as well. But he's gonna be, maybe playing some fours and FFA. We'll see how the layout of DreamHack eventually, takes place.
Yeah, for sure. See, really interesting lineup here. Looking at who barely snuck in there as well. Revan with
Mhm.
25 points. It's going to be the one to get in that 8th and has a chance at winning this part. And for those at home, know this grand finals now, the point system no longer matters in the grand finals. It is only
Mhm.
how you place in this match. So top 8 will be playing. If you win
Oh.
the free for all, you're the one that's getting the most amount of that prize pool, that percentage, that first place. So everything here was just to qualify for this round. Now it all comes down to this win.
So this is news to me. This changes everything. Damn. All right.
Mhm.
Thank you for that update. Right.
Yep.
So take all those points and just erase them at this point. Our 8 players that made it, it's anything goes. You win this, you're breaking into number one in the whole event. So that's beautiful to see. Revan's got a chance here. Stefano Biscuit, Nuclear Blaze. We've seen a lot of brilliant moments. Especially Blaze. I remember winning one of the FFAs himself. So I wonder where his stat lines have been. Right. He's got the peak height of winning in this lobby, but maybe had some low lows as well. So anything goes for this upcoming match.
For
Should
sure.
definitely be a banger to witness.
Yeah, and then looking at the wins category, who are winning in the pool play, Super CC tops that one out at 3 wins. So 3 of the
Mhm.
lobbies he played in, he won.
Wow.
And then next, switch it up with 1 win, Webound with 1 win, Nuclear Blaze with 1, and Stefano Biscuit, even though just barely qualifying at 29 points, still had 2 lobby wins in the
Oh,
open.
wow. Good for him. So, like you
So,
said, we've got multiple players capable of winning.
yep.
Are they going to do it this time?
Exactly. It's all going to come down to see who can lock in on this one. So now you've gotten to see a little bit of these players, how they are playing. Are you seeing what do you think it's going to stack up? You have any early favorites going into this?
Hard to deny Super CC at this point. I think with what 2 lobby wins, he's definitely proven his consistency. And I think Command Station in a similar position. She might not have won yet, but the amount of times that she's found herself right narrowly there, maybe this is
Yeah,
the one that finally breaks through. So definitely, I think eyes on Super CC Command Station more than anything in this lobby. But switch it up. Maybe I wasn't fully respecting, wasn't fully aware of his 3rd place position. He's going to be a guy to look at who has I think a good opportunity to slip into the fold as well. Of course, with things being up in the air, Webound still impressed me in the first lobby that we got to witness. Will we see that brilliance again? I'm keeping tabs on Webound, right? He shot 80 accuracy. I remember in that one
yeah,
lobby too. So there's all this, sort of potential here. Anything, like we said, we've said it a few times, anything goes. But I'll stick with the pretty easy or safe answer. I'll stick with those top 4. How about you, Peto?
Yeah, I mean, looking at that command station, somebody I'm definitely looking towards. Won the very last chance qualifier. Was able to secure that one in that. So now I have the potential. Super CC has been close so many times. And looking at the wins category in this one, won 3 of the pool play lobbies today so far.
Mm,
I mean, last time the grand finals was the battle between those two as well. Command station barely squeaking out a win
yeah.
in the qualifier. So those two, I think, are going to be going battling at it. I also like the story of WeBound. So one of the new players are in the FFA scene, moving up towards that, and obviously had that win early on and was close to some others. So I'm really
Mhm.
excited to see. Also got to shout out my guy Nuclear Blaze as well. Somebody's so good with the sandbox. So if they let him get the chance to sandbox, might be different. And there he goes. Nuclear Blaze starts off with a quick 2.
You can't ask for a better opening strat than that. Secures 2 on the leaders of the lobby as well. Picks up the BR and finds himself a 3rd with the 2-shot beatdown. Well, Maddie slips over the camo. You mentioned WeBound and new blood in the mix here. I agree with you. I think the more new players making plays, the better. Maddie with 2 with the heat waving camo.
Nuclear Blaze, though, off to a rip right here at 5 kills and the double kill. Now using the thrust to try and survive. Finds a 1 to try and get the trade, but doesn't quite have it. Switch it up. Had that heat wave on that side. Command station now trying to survive on this P1 here, but gets found by 3 players. The battle's going on, and Stefano has just been eating from the other side of the map on those P1 players.
Stefano, interestingly, his highest kill total in a previous FFA was, I believe, 61 kills. Nobody else has touched that yet, so I'm wondering if we can see a little bit of that energy in this lobby, of course, as he walls off the map with the BR. Not too often do you see a clean pickup in the double like that. Not quite finding the double, I guess, with the beatdown, but cross-mapping and succeeding right now, Stefano.
Yeah, one of those things you don't do often. Ooh, what a reach out there by WeBound with the slide and PR. Get that. Switch it up. Finds a triple kill, though, onto Nuclear Blaze. Looking for the over. Nate 12. Blaze gets the reversal. Not quite an over, but the 4 kills is still there for him.
Am I seeing? Hello, chat. I'm looking at the restream and I'm like, bro, I am full screen right now. We're figuring it out. Make sure we put the best action on screen for chat. I know you guys won't complain if I'm blast either way, but I was for a second. We're back though. We're back. Stefano with his sticky before he dies, and across the board, we got our early progress from the lobby here.
9 kills is the one for first place. Super CC there with Nuclear Blaze in the tie. Super able to jump down. Gets the double with the thrust as well. Only has 2 bullets left. Now using nades trying to survive. Pug is taken out. Such a hard life fought there and was able to find 2. Super CC up at 11 kills.
It's one of those stat lines you like to see from Super CC with 11, 1, and 7. Every single kill he's gone for just about has been his select, his finish, and that's ideal in FFA. The less assists, generally, the better. You don't want to get caught in a lot of close shaves, especially with the impact that can have on your mental and your performance going forward. There's a momentum and a marathon component to this, and WeBound's got a good chance to create some for himself.
Grabs the camo and then gets the heat wave for this combo. Now pushing up towards his P2 side.
No.
The ninja from Revan. We saw it in the third-person perspective. Now camo looking for that. Can he dodge the nade? Does. Falls back down. Stefano on the hunt for camo. Heat wave, though, is too much. Takes him out with the trade. Well-placed grenade from Raven finally puts the end of the terror camo heat wave combo. But WeBound did the damage. Gets up to those 12 kills.
Good patient movement out of WeBound to hold his ground, but good luck there as well, I think. Not often do you see a vertical heat wave completely clean up a target. That player happened to be just weak enough to die instantly to the shot. Maddie finessing. Oh, not quite right. I'm loving that 1v1 fight there. Drops down, resets the engagement. Not quite going to find it. Instead, it's Revan cleaning up the spoils. Revan, 8th place in the leaderboard coming into this lobby, but he himself has a chance to win this thing despite being down in the previous matches.
So many triple kill medals have come out so far. So many of these players timing these fights perfectly. They want it. This is the grand finals. Looking at Revan at 13 kills ends up getting taken out, but Super CC is one with the lead here, getting up to 17 kills. Command Station finds a perfect 5, trying to heat up. Still a lot of Halo to be played left in these grand finals.
For the first time, I think I've seen all tournament, and of course it's a brief moment, but Command Station finds herself in 8th place in the lobby. This is a sweaty one, right? Blows traded left to right to center. Stefano going to find the BR before he drops here as the fridge is getting kind of dicey. Command Station finds herself here now looking for her 11th kill, and it's stolen again, right? These types of circumstances you want to avoid. Narrow, close shaves, especially as your opponents catch the lead above you.
17. Stefano Biscuit able to get those kills, trying to catch up to Super CC. Super at the 18 kill mark. Stefano is able to find one. Camo spawning up here in 1 second. So we're going to see the chaos happening towards top mid once again. Nades happening on P2. Switch it up. Able to capitalize on the damage. Able to find one. There for the trade. All the fights happening on this P2 side. Now looking for Camo. Camo still up on top mid. Command Station gets 1 to 13 on that. P2. Action continues. Switch it up. Finds the trade. It seems like the whole lobby knows this is where the action is on this side of the map and pushing forward. And yet, through all that, Nuclear Blaze somehow finds a way to sneak through and grab that Camo.
Yeah, that whole P Street lane has definitely been a focal point through all the matches we've witnessed, whether you're in the nade trap that is P1 or in the fridges up to P2 across the street. There's just so much action to contribute to, and I think it draws more and more players back into the fold. Looking for a steal on this, not going to find it. Nuclear Blaze, will patience pay off, or will he die waiting? Find CC, looking for 2. Revan takes his time with a 2-shot beatdown and does secure it. Pretty solid play right there.
Good work out of the Camo to get that second one, able to hide and look for that. Rebound now here in high all with the perfect shots, but Super CC melee able to land there as well to get the trade. Super still in the lead by 1 kill at 23. Stefano Biscuit on the chase, though, at 22. Working for is going to be taken out. Revan here looking to get back in the action of that 20 kill mark. Can he get it? Does get a trade onto Nuclear Blaze. Maddie finds one in the back base and picks up Heat Wave. Doesn't quite see Weebound. Opts to go towards this util side. Now has the high ground here on car 3. He's going to find one onto Super. Now pushing pace towards the P2. Gets the double kill and going to have a Heat Wave and Thrust to work with.
He had God timing, and he knew it. He cuts across the center of the map, steals 2, finds the spree with the Heat Wave. I'm thinking with Heat Wave, you want tight perimeter-type rotations that give you close quarters engagements more often than not, like this right here. But even in the open environment at top mid, that was excellent life there that allowed him to prevail for Maddie.
Super CC continuing to get double kills and furthering this lead at 27. Life was able to find 2 down below. Revan turns around quickly and finds one onto Maddie before Super off spawns, able to clean that one up. P2 action still going crazy. Super CC not missing, finds the perfect 5. Nuclear Blaze going to be there to clean it up and maybe get the second Camo for him this game. Can he survive? No. Weebound not going to let that happen.
So many angles on top mid. What is the play there? Maybe dropping car 1 and finessing on the bottom of the map. Of course, your exits are limited, but maybe you cut more sight lines. He thought maybe he wouldn't be seen. Deleted instantly. Weebound looking for a kill of his own. He currently sits at 23 on the board, definitely neck and neck with a good majority of the lobby at this point. The only player to separate himself at the moment is Super CC. Stefano with a quick sweep with the BR from the window at 26. I think he finds himself in second place, secures it with a double at 27. Stefano looking pretty good. And the second time that I've seen him manning the blue util. I think he likes this location, Paytel. He's been spending a lot of time here.
He's going and grabbing that BR, goes to blue util and watches all the action happen on P2 and just starts taking a couple of those weak players, a couple of the kills. And so far, it's been working out for him at that 27 kill mark. Still trying to catch up Super CC at 32. Can the nade land? No, it doesn't. Assist is there. Command Station holding this P2 side, using the height, trying to get the trade. But Nuclear Blaze landed all shots and able to get that without a trade.
Things start to get a little concerning if you're in last place at the 6-minute mark. We're halfway through the game here, and Command Station Finds herself still in 8th at 22. Cleaned up by Webound for the double. Looking for 3. Sticks the shins. Down for the count. The reversal kill. The man is cooking right now before he drops. And this is the energy we're going to need to see across the lobby if you want to keep up.
Yeah, Webound starting to heat up here as we're closing in under 6 minutes at the 28 kill mark, tying Nuclear Blaze. But Super CC just making it so hard to catch up to this one. Continuing double kills. Now using the thrust, looking for another one. The movement thrust there. Gets the melee on to switch it up. Going up by 6 kills the next lead. Gets a trade too with the thrust. Great use out of that util.
That's the power of the thrust 101. The 3-shot beatdown standard on P2. But before that, that engagement on P1 was interesting. And Super, oh my God, he just walked him down, right? Off of spawn, straight lines him. But earlier, though, he had 2-shot the guy, thrusted past him and opted to not beat down, right? Played patient, let his opponent whiff, got his 3rd shot, secured the kill. So just sort of juxtaposition and pacing, I think, for Super CC. Very, of course, intelligent player. And the plays he's making has secured a comfortable lead to work with at 39.
Make that 40s, goes up, has a lead of 7 over Stefano Biscuit, who's the runner-up at 2nd place. Under 5 minutes to go here. Things are really going to start eating up now that we're close to that 5-minute mark. All these deaths will matter. Camo Heatwave gets taken out by a well-placed grenade on the table. Maddie trying to survive here, dodging nades. That's going to reset the shield, and Super CC going to find the headshot.
Command station just like seeking out that kill, but didn't find it. And they just whipped past somebody else selected it. She does find one in blue. Super CC out bottom mid, not quite going to find a 3-shot beatdown. It's switch it up with 2 of his own as we trade blows. You switch it up at 32. Maddie at 32. Stefano, the only one closest to Super CC. He is literally in a league of his own at 42 right now. Got to be feeling pretty comfortable. There's still enough time on the clock to mix things up, so we'll have to see.
Maddie looking for a win, ends up finding a trade onto Raven. Now Webound brought down to 1 shot. What the shield's going to have to survive. Gets those shields back. Pushing towards blue base. Going to be met by Raven. Gets the melee and able to land a 2nd one. Last second for that. Patty wins one on the Nuclear Blaze and has a little extra bullets to make sure it counted. Landed for that. 34 kills. Now rushing in, but the melee from Raven slows down Maddie.
It's looking like the body shots are actually just part of Maddie's play style. I think if he beats you, finesses you in a 1v1, expect to see a couple extra bullets into your body on the way through the map here. Maddie, not a care in the world for that, as he does have a pretty excellent score. Still in the running here. But it's just Super CC you got to take down. Looking at the stat sheet right now, the assist category is very large for majority of them. There's only one player in a single-digit assists, and that's Super CC. Whatever he's been doing, whether it's luck, fortune on his side, Maddie, the sticky hits, and a triple before he dies. Man, he might have 23 assists, but he's still finding a way to keep up.
Still trying to catch up here. Under 3 minutes remain. Super CC at 45 kills. The next is Maddie at 39 with the help of those triples. Trying to go for this heat wave. Can he survive? Sees Webound. Goes for the melee trade. Able to get that. To find one despite being 1 shot. Gives Stefano Biscuit that heat wave. Just landing 2-shot after 2-shot for the triple kill to bring his lead down to 40. Now up 40 with that, trying to catch up. 46 is the lead of Super CC. Rebound survive in this ridge, brought down. No, Raven full shields able to clean that one up.
So many trades across the board. It's difficult to keep up at times with who's tagging who. CC across the map, going to select his. Not quite going to find the trade on the second, but 47 still holds that comfortable advantage with 2 minutes left. With the time on the board here, the pressure absolutely on for Stefano if he does want to come out on top here. 41 kills. Looking for a second, and they're going to back him down. He opts out to fight. Thrust up here, P1, if he elects to grab it. Just trying to wait for his moment. And the patience succeeds, I guess, for now.
Can he survive? Uses the trust trying to get that. Gets a melee onto Maddie, so then Nuclear Blaze can find that kill. 43 kills Maddie has, down by 6 still. Super CC putting so much pressure on these second place people, making it so hard to catch up on this side. Super is taken out, and Maddie's able to find one, so they're slowly whittling it down, but will they have enough time with a minute 30?
Starting to laugh, chuckle a little bit if I'm CC. I don't think anybody's catching up to him. He's a little too far ahead. Maddie with a nice star. Unless he pulls off something miraculous. You know what? Being down by 4, he is maybe nicking at the heels just a little bit. Super CC with a 50 confirmation. Command Station at her 39th. A lot of work to do in the final minute just to get out of last place here. She did find her advantage over Revan and Nuclear Blaze, but things get real dicey. We got less than a minute left.
Super hasn't been able to find a kill in a little bit. Stuck at that 50 mark. Sent to the respawn screen once again. Maddie slowly working at that, bringing it under 3 with 40 seconds left. Switch it up, able to find a kill there as well. In the running at 45, but has the most work to do here. Maddie looking for that one. CC off spawn, though. Able to find one, bringing it to 51. 4 kills going to be the difference.
Staggering scoreline on Maddie right now. 29 assists, tied for the top in the lobby, and still he's right behind Super CC. Can he catch up at 48? He does come out with a beatdown trade. It's not going to be enough. Mr. CC, he's now cooking. He's got 53. Command Station here at 44. She secures her trade, but we got 10 seconds. There is no time left to figure it out. Any pick you can get to cement your lead will confirm it, and it's looking like Super CC by a pretty comfortable margin, a 5-kill advantage, and his 3rd win of the FFA. Safe to say he deserved it.
Deserved it. Super CC waiting to win one of these through the queue and now waited to where it mattered in the Invitational. Got through pool play in that first place spot and had to make sure that he came to play today. Super CC is your champion of the Luminon X Command Station free-for-all Invitational. I mean, just great work, great plays out of him all day.
I mean, 12 assists? Are we for real? Look at his assist number. What the hell? Stefano behind him at 30. You got to compare that stat and be like, what the hell is going on here? Did he get lucky? Is he just a god of timing, right? 12 assists is significantly lower than the lobby. It's not even comparable. So Super CC with a hell of a, one way to cement your dominance, I think, over the lobby, at least in the online scenario, right? This is the internet. This is practice. This is all the warm up for Atlanta, the LAN, 100K LAN coming up. It's going to be very interesting. Not just the FFA, the fours, the whole event. I'm excited at this point, Peto, with this type of warm up.
Yeah. It's so good seeing some of these players and looking through the stats of Super. We saw the least amount of assists, and part of that was lower in damage than quite a few of those players trying to chase them down. So had a high accuracy and then moved forward on that side as well. Least low damage, high accuracy. I mean, that's why you're not getting those assists, and that's why he's able to choose those fights so well. Move it forward. Highest accuracy in the lobby at 76%. Super CC. I mean, just did everything right.
Selected the correct targets and then just executed them perfectly, I guess. Because, holding on to the highest accuracy in the lobby. Definitely doing something a little bit different this time around, I think, in this lobby. Maddie in second place. Maddie, as a sort of juxtaposition to CC, he had the most assists, or second most maybe, in the lobby. The guy was doing maximum damage, shooting absolutely everybody. And there were moments where it felt like he could have closed the gap. I think the closest he got was a 4 or a 3 kill disadvantage. So really good effort out of Maddie, coming up with 29 assists and still, kind of trading blows with a very different style, different approach, I think, in this FFA. Unfortunate result for Command Station, I'll say as well, considering she was probably the most consistent player in the entirety of the tournament, finding second place all 5 of our pool play matches, only to go down and have the most challenging FFA in the one that really mattered, right? So sometimes I guess it's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. But, punishing game, we'll say, for Command Station.
Yeah, for sure. It's so hard. I mean, that one's got to hurt. Been so consistent moving forward. But I like to looking at some of these other performers too. I mean, Maddie securing that second place spot at 49.
Yep.
They're just great work moving forward through these lobbies. I mean, I like seeing some of these names. Switch It Up was 3rd in the leaderboards, got that 3rd place spot through there as well. I mean, really just shout out to all these players that have made it happen. I mean, this is a big commitment from them to get those practice in. There's many opens throughout the week, at least 4. You didn't have to play in all of them, but you had to play to try and qualify for today and do well. So, I mean, this is all possible because of the players. So shout out to everyone who showed up and worked on their free-for-all game and put in on the show. Cool. We just got word from production that we're looking to get an interview in with Super CC, kind of go through the mindset of what was happening over there of the champion here and have some of these players learn from one of the greats.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear it. I'm actually kind of curious about his perspective coming out with 12 assists. Like sometimes you think maybe you just get like maybe he does have a science to every component of this. I'm sure he does. But did he get a little bit fortunate in this one? I'm wondering, right? Like it looked like
Yeah.
luck might have been on his side, maybe a little bit, because that's a hell of a stat line. But I think he might have just joined us.
Oh,
Okay.
so we're close. He just joined the Discord, and now we're waiting for him to join the restream here. We'll be able to get that interview shortly. Looking through this though, Shyway, do you have any favorite moments throughout today's free for all? Something that stood out to you, something you
Uh,
like?
We talked about just new talent in the mix and players that, myself and others might not know too well. FFA is a good opportunity to see, just new talent on the come up that might not be currently in 4v4. I think Last Shot's a perfect example. He came out of FFA initially, and a lot of top caliber players have done the same. So Webound was a name that I wasn't thinking about.
Yeah.
And we sort of learned a thing or two from him, I think, with that initial win that he had in the FFA and then coming out, I guess, in fifth in this final eights lobby, but definitely, cooking, having some excellent moments. Nuclear Blaze, Stefano, Revan, these are names that I don't see, maybe as often in the fours lobbies, but in FFA today, they really show their elite individually. And, maybe we'll see more of them in future events. So that's always a cool thing I think about FFA. It's a bit of a different ball game than fours, but a chance for individual talent to shine.
Yeah, just something different. I really like to see. I mean, I had to back you up on Webound. Even Revenite in the chat saying Webound gets an honorable mention. I definitely think made a name here on the stream for a lot of us, and I'm excited to see more from them in this these free for alls. Other favorite things. I mean, I liked seeing how the lobbies adapted, being able to watch multiple of the open quals from this one moving forward. I mean, the lobbies just changed, and we heard some of those interviews of how those would happen. The lobbies just played very differently from the beginning to how they are now. So seeing that change is so cool. But we do have Super CC with us, and he's ready for that audio. How are you feeling after the big win, Super?
I'm feeling really good. That was my first time playing free for all really since Worlds. Besides, I mean, I guess the last week qualifier. Really just went into it. I was honestly planning on playing the 2v2 last weekend, and then I saw this coming up and figured I was like, I'll play a free for all tournament. Why not?
Wow. Go for it, Pato. Sorry if you had something.
Yeah. Well, not. So we've seen you play in the last weekend and one and this one and able to capitalize on that win. What is something you focused on in your gameplay that you would say helped you edge out the other competition?
Um, for me, free for all, I love focusing on my death cam more than anything because you get so much info from being on death cam. You can find anybody anywhere on the map. You know where to look when you spawn. You can find one shots across the map based on your death cam. Like there's so much you can do with that, and a lot of people don't utilize it to their fullest extent. Like death cam is the most important thing in free for all, in my opinion, and that, that's I feel like where I excel in being able to get all the info and find where to get kills.
Really good point. It took us a while to start talking about that as casters, but yeah, it is a unique thing about FFA is you can see literally everybody's location. So if you get valuable info, you can capitalize the moment that you spawn if you get a local spawn. But man, were you incredible in that last game that you played, CC. I mean, 12 assists, bro. The rest of the lobby had nowhere near your assists. Was there anything like different about that? Like sometimes you're just in flow and things are just falling in your path. Like what was different about that game versus the other ones that you won? Because it felt like you were just head and shoulders above the lobby.
Well, I was just talking about it right before I left this last call. I started going for camos a lot in the earlier rounds and realizing that it did not work against these players. Everyone, just no matter how many people were dead, there's always one guy looking at me if I'd go for the camo. So I just gave up on going for camos. I started playing the low side of the map, getting P jump and car jump. It's a really good spot to be in for free for alls because you can hear everything that's happening above you. You can just play for free kills above you, or you're in a good corner to fight pretty much anything around P side or car side, and I love being in those kind of spots. And I try not to shoot anyone cross map unless it's like I spawn up and see a one shot across the map, I think I can pop him. I feel like that's where a lot of people are going wrong. They're trying to shoot cross map and get kills when it's really like you can't get that kill. You just need to worry about what you can get. And that's what I try to focus on.
Interesting. It's so tantalizing though, right? Because like you're tempted to get the kills because sometimes you do it and it works, right? You look across the map, there's a free one shot, you clean them up. It's like, oh, there's your easy kill, right? But you spend too much time with it, and you might find bad RNG or bad timing, let's say. But I like the point that you brought up about listening because I'm thinking stay around the car in the P jump because you've got options to finesse, right? You can drop without full landing on the floor and then jump back up. You got ways to live, but the audio cue is a huge thing. And I noticed that a few times, especially with Command Station, she'll sit on like Mohawk in a position where she can see valuable angles, but she's also listening for the P Street, the door beside her, and then jumping and getting over that player from her position. So very cool. Audio cues, so many different ways to kind of stay on top with the awareness that you're showing and bringing up. So awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so many cool things. We've been talking a lot in this stream about up and coming talent. If you were to give any advice to some of these up and coming talent, whether it just be in 4v4 or free for all, any piece of advice to get better in Halo in general, what would it be?
I would say just talk to people. Talk to everyone that's good at what you're trying to excel at. Find good information, get all the different perspectives on what you can. Free for all is a great way to, meet people as well. You're gonna like if you join discords that do free for alls, you're gonna meet a lot of people that know what know how to play free for all, or even just 4v4s. Like same thing. If the more you network, the more you're gonna find people that can help you better yourself on your journey.
For sure. Yeah, that's something that's so important. That's part of the big thing. I like Halo and I've started casting Halo. There's such a great community around it. So many people that are willing to help out. And so, just trying to meet those people and talk to them, I think is one of the big ways to grow. You're definitely right on that. But it's been good here from Luminon. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Command Station and Luminon Gaming, for making this one happen. Thank you, Shyway, for joining me on the cast booth today. It's a good time. Had so much. Got any final words for the people, Shyway?
I don't. This has been a great time, and just a pleasure hanging out and casting some Halo. Not something I get to do in this format very often, so it's been a pleasure. Luminon, thank you. Chase, pleasure chatting with you. I was actually just one thing I was thinking is you're playing in the 4v4, right? I see you and Ryan Noob scrimming and whatnot. So is this just a little bit of extra practice for you in the route to Atlanta, or are you somehow going to double dip and play the FFA in the fours? What's the mindset there?
I was planning on playing the 2v2s that are happening like every Sunday, but I was going to play with Suspector, but I couldn't play in the third one, so I figured he's better off playing with Ryan. And so I figured this would be some extra cash I could make on the side. And
cool.
If I can play the free for all, I would love to, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible.
Right. Well done either way, man. Pleasure having you.
Yeah.
But Pato, thank you, man. It's been great. No complaints for me. It's always good to cast Halo.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah, thank you everybody for making it in that chat as well. There was talking throughout it, being able to put these on. It all comes down to the players who spawn in and the chatters being able to watch. So many great opportunities, and going to be a lot of good opportunities to watch some more great Halo coming forward. So keep your eyes out for DreamHack moving forward. You'll be able to see Super CC in the 4v4. But that's going to do it from us over at Luminon Gaming. So if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you drop a follow. You look at our Twitter, you join the Discord. If you want to play, Discord's a great place to look and join these up and coming tournaments. Maybe you're next up. Maybe you want to make your name for yourself as well. So make sure you join. But thank you. That's going to do it from us, and we'll see you guys later.
Hi, this is Glory. I'm a Halo player for Luminon Gaming, and we just finished the Saturday of our tournament. We played a lot of matches over yesterday and today. Hi, this is Glory. I'm a Halo player for Luminon Gaming, and we just finished the Saturday of our tournament. We played a lot of matches over yesterday and today. Hi, this is Glory. I'm a Halo player for Luminon Gaming, and we just finished the Saturday of our tournament. We played a lot of matches over yesterday and today.